mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Get to Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale and save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets. Plus, get a $300 instant gift, all with free and fast delivery. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Need a boost in capital or a flexible line of credit for your growing business? Hi, I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital. I can help you get the money you need fast. The process is a breeze with a simple application and same-day approvals. No more waiting, no more hassle. Just a straightforward path to securing the funds you need, faster and easier than asking your banker. So call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353. That's 602-834-7353. Or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. Did you know that the Lund Mortgage Team was founded back in 1999? That's right. They're celebrating 25 years in existence this year. And you know what you have to do to stay in business that long? You have to be good at what you do. And the Lund Mortgage Team is not just good, they are great. They have helped thousands of people save thousands of dollars over those 25 years here in the Valley of the Sun. They only lend in Arizona. And they're mortgage brokers, which means they can shop your rate around. They're not tied to just one set of rates. Mortgage rates can get crazy. They can get high. They can get low. There's good times to strike and there's times to stay on the sideline. Let the Lund Mortgage Team be your coach, be your team leader when it comes to these huge decisions. Call 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940, or you can always check them out at lundmortgage.com. Great website with all the tools you need. Call them today. They're my great friends, and you'll love them. It's the Lund Mortgage Team.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harmon Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmonsolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call, 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189. Or just go to harmonsolar.com.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. See for yourself when you sign up today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. Terms and conditions apply.
Do you know about 211 Arizona? It's a free service to connect you with resources anywhere in Arizona. Housing assistance and eviction prevention, transportation and ride services, healthcare benefits, food resources, and even utility bill support. Talk to a live operator in English or Spanish, 24 hours a day, every day of the year. Just dial 211 or visit 211arizona.org. Get connected, get answers, and get the help you need. This message is sponsored by 211 Arizona.
KQSN Tempe, also transmitting at K25CDP at 99.3 FM, K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it. All right, everybody, it's Tuesday here on the Daily Blender. Your good friend, Radio Pound, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. He's back. Got Keon Rose in control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. All right, so it starts today. The conference finals. Today it's the East, tomorrow it's the West. Berg is already on the text line saying, go Dallas. NHL and NBA. Go Dallas. All right. I can get behind part of that. I can appreciate that. But today it's the Pacers and the Celtics. They'll start at 5 p.m. That's when they're going to play. So I guess we can talk about it. I don't know. Do you care about the East at all, Randy? I don't know if I care about the East at all.
No, I give a rip about the East.
I want good basketball. So, Keon, does this make for good basketball, the Indiana Pacers and the Boston Celtics?
Yeah, I think that the matchups.
Then why is the point spread 10.5?
They got Boston at -10.5.
Boston's been the best team in the Eastern Conference all year. I don't care what the point spread is, though.
Spread
I think
says it's going to be a real dog.
Well, we'll see. I just don't agree with the spread. I think it's way too big.
Well, you need to put some money on Indiana because they're plus 360 right now.
Yeah, look, I can understand why the point spread, because it's about what the betting public thinks. It's not necessarily what's going to happen.
Fair enough.
And so, like, yeah, obviously everyone's going to bet Boston. They've been the best team in the Eastern Conference all year. They've pretty much cruised to the final Eastern Conference Finals at this point, though. I would say if you look at the teams that they played, they weren't exactly healthy. But regardless, you take the test that's in front of you and you pass it. So there they are. But the Pacers are a really good team. Rick Carlisle is a coach, NBA champion, by the way. And they play fantastic defense. And I just think that Boston has built their team in such a way that if they have a bad night shooting the basketball from deep, they lose.
Well, of course, we thought the Knicks were going to be able to take care of the Pacers. They could not. So who knows what'll happen? I guess this game.
I thought that series was going to be close, though. Like
this game will give us more of an indication. Oh, no, nobody said it wasn't going to be close, but we all thought, well, the Knicks should be able to take care of business here. Nobody
but
said
like,
it was going to be a blowout.
The Knicks were beat up, man. The Knicks were beat up and hurt and dinged up. Everybody knows that.
This between the Celtics and the Pacers, who knows where you're going to get.
I was never 100% on Pacers Knicks because I just thought that was a tough series to pick. So I just think that those two teams are closer than people gave them credit for. And the Pacers were able to come out on top with a little help from an injury to to Jalen Brunson in Game 7.
Sure.
And I just they're a team that's incredibly deep, and they
well
make
coached.
Things tough on people.
They're well coached.
Yeah,
And
Rick Carlisle's an
Randy,
awesome
no,
coach.
what he means is they sit around reading poetry and having discussions on quantum physics,
philosophy.
Look,
very
Pascal
deep.
Siakam is a very intelligent guy.
very deep.
Yeah.
But here's how they're not deep. Here's the injuries. Pacers, Benedict Mathurin. Don't feel bad. We haven't heard him either. He's
a good
out.
player.
He's out forever. And then Xavier Tillman and Christoph Porzingis.
Porzingis, yeah. The unicorn.
They're only out for a couple more days.
Yeah,
then we might see them come back,
which is huge. I think that does change things more in Boston's favor, especially if Porzingis comes back, because he's sort of the original unicorn, the big guy that can handle the ball a little bit and shoot threes and still work in the post and get rebounds. He's good, but he's been injured for most of these playoffs.
So the table has been set. 5 p.m. The game will start, and if you're still stuck in your car, we'll give you updates here and there as we go. Baker's Cocky Hens is on the text line, and he says Boston could lose tonight. They could also win by 40. Knicks had their Okogis and Landales playing.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
Last Optimist says, in NBA news, did you guys cover the president of Iran going full Kobe? Yeah, that's not really NBA news, is it? That's just a very separate thing. You just wanted to say the president of Iran went full Kobe. And I don't think he spent time with a girl in a hotel room in Colorado. So I think you mean something about a helicopter.
Nose down into the ground.
They said a hard landing. It was more like a hard crashing, right?
Yeah, it was nose down into the ground is what it was. Sure.
Well, that's what I always tell everybody. I ain't getting on no damn helicopter. I ain't getting on no helicopter. Or a small plane. My wife is like, if we win the lottery, what we do is we buy a jet, a Learjet, like we see them use on Criminal Minds. They got their own jet on that show, which makes it very unrealistic. But so they fly around, and I'm like, no, that's still too small. That's still too small.
Learjet's too small for you?
Too small. Gonna have to be on a big jet with everybody else. I'll fly commercial first class, but that's how everybody gets dead. It is small plane crashing. Harrison Ford owes the Grim Reaper a couple of dinners because he has tried to, you know what I'm saying?
What about that Malaysian airline flight? That was one of the big jets too.
And prove it. They haven't found it yet.
That's true. They've never found that. So
individual results may vary, but I'm just saying your statistical odds are better just being on a regular plane, plus or minus Boeing. That's all I'm saying.
You're safer flying than you are driving.
Yeah. You're safer flying a big jet than you are flying in a small plane or a helicopter.
A helicopter's not supposed to fly.
Helicopters, they're clearly supposed to fly because they fly.
No, well, it's going against all the laws of physics.
I don't trust it, but you're wrong about the physics.
Yeah, well, I don't trust it either. I look at the helicopter and I go, that doesn't make any sense with my eyes, but that doesn't mean that they're not supposed to fly.
Oh, I saw this cool drone. It had 4 propeller positions around it, and it said it was like an F1 drone. A dude was inside of it racing around. For some reason, he was dressed like Santa Claus and had Christmas lights strapped to it. Don't understand that. But we are almost there with the flying cars, Randy.
Well, that means we'll have to start coming into the office.
No, it's not.
No?
No, it just means we'll get there faster for meetings. But I it's got 4 propellers. I'm like, call me when that thing's got 8. I think I need more.
You just need more propellers.
Just in case one of the propellers goes out, you have 7 others to back you up.
Like independently powered. So if you lose one set, the other one, you know what I'm saying? I just don't trust is what we're really saying here. So anyway, 888-368-1580. Got a lot of text just went right here on the text line. Mormon guy says, hey now, my company had nothing to do with the president of Iran crashing his Russian helicopter. I wasn't blaming you for the helicopter. I was just talking about the planes where the sides just go, hey, look, it's a convertible.
And as I already know about you, that's not your division. So
we're not talking about Apache attack helicopters. He says our embargoes and tariffs has made it impossible for Iran to acquire a first-class helicopter from Boeing. Yeah, okay.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's see. Big George says hello, everybody, and I'm not. See, I got to pick and choose what I read here. Oh, he's talking about the Diamondbacks. We're going to get to that in a minute. I'll come back around to your text and let you have your full say, George, when we actually talk about the Diamondbacks. Brunswick guy says, hi there, Blender crew. Hello, Brunswick guy. He asks a question. He asks, did you watch that amazing hockey game last night between the Canucks and the Oilers? Epic Game 7.
It was a great game. Yeah.
Don't say no diddy.
It was a great game. Yeah.
Or I'm not doing no diddy. I'm not completely 100% what it is. You got some gum for everybody, Randy?
No, I've got a cough drop. Would you like a cough drop?
If I start coughing, yeah. So hold on to that for me.
All right.
So Canucks and Oilers, if I'm not mistaken, the Canucks played a great game but lost.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The Oilers, first time since the 90s, I think, and they won a road Game 7, a road series Game 7.
So yeah, epic. And here they go. Now, I think if I'm not, maybe I'm wrong. The hockey is going to its conference finals, Western and whatever.
Yes, yes, that's correct. It'll be the Oilers and the Dallas Stars, and I don't know who's playing the East. I know it's the Panthers and somebody. I can't. Is it the Rangers and Panthers facing off in the East?
That is correct.
I don't remember.
That is correct.
Oh Jesus! Yeah. Oh, the Kings aren't in there.
No. Kings are not in there.
That's good. Probably good. So there you go, Brunswick guy. Congratulations. Oily Stool says, Oilers, yeah, baby. He's very happy since the reason he's Oily Stool is he's an Oilers fan.
Well, I mean, Connor McDavid, Draisaitl, that other cat that's been coming up big in this. There's 3 guys on the Oilers that have been point-scoring machines through these playoffs, and you just kind of hope that trend continues. All 3 of those guys are have scored 20 scored 20 points or more throughout this playoffs series, beginning with the first round all the way up to the finals now, to the Eastern and Western Conference finals. So we'll have to see if that trend continues.
Donnie's on the text line. Sorry, we ran out of time for your text yesterday. We just never could quite find a way to fit it in. But
I'm sorry, Donnie.
He says, who are you 3 geniuses picking to win in the Western Conference Finals? Your mom. Moving on. Lost Toby says, Lost Toby says, President of Iran got stoned to death using a mountain. Funny how that works. Noah says, I just turned on the show, and the first thing I hear is Jeffrey say that the president of Iran went full Kobe into a mountain. Damn, I thought this was a sports show. Well, then, damn, you're a moron. Because if you ever listen to this show, it's everything. It's It's sports-ish.
And also because you don't have the imagination to think about the fact that words might have been uttered before you tuned in.
Yeah.
Jeffrey was
related,
reading a text that said,
Yeah.
in NBA news, the president of Iran went full Kobe.
But that was really no NBA.
It wasn't NBA news, but it was a
0%.
text that somebody sent in.
But Noah, you should know
High
better.
horse, get off of it.
Yeah, you don't try to paint us into a corner. We are whatever we feel like the show is going to be at any moment.
No, you should know, but that's why they call us the blender.
It's a mix of crap, Noah. It's like a mix.
We're sports enough.
I don't know about crap. I mean,
no, it's
probably
let's be
information.
honest. If you're honest, it's a lot of crap.
Well, maybe some days, maybe.
Some
I
days,
guess.
yeah.
Beer Bob says, not trying to throw shade Donnie's way. So why would I finish reading this text? All right, I will. He says, but how badly watched NBA Finals will it be if it's Minnesota versus Indiana? Probably as badly watched as the Diamondbacks versus
Rangers.
Yeah, the Rangers.
But this is the thing that I kind of hate about a lot of basketball fans, which is that they complain all day. Oh, we want parity. We want parity. It's just the Heat and the Celtics and the Lakers and the Warriors all the time. Then you get a matchup that you don't expect, and nobody watches it because it's not the four teams they like. It's we're never going to win with that strategy, man. Like if we get a Minnesota Indiana Finals, let's watch it. Let's like it. Let's appreciate guys like Tyrese Halliburton and Anthony Edwards coming onto the scene.
But also, if you don't watch, don't watch. Who gives a crap?
Well, yeah. But
It'll
like,
be
just,
only
I'm not talking about whether or not you have to watch. Just don't complain later when it's the Lakers and the Celtics again. Like I don't want to hear you then.
It's like when the Phillies lost last year, and all the Philly fans were watching. This is going to be the worst World Series. Get over it, bro. Get over it.
Sure, the Dodger fans said the same.
Yeah,
your team didn't win. So what? You lose. We're going to go on to the World Series.
Donnie is now just saying, he said, who, by the way, nobody cried. He says, cry about the ratings. Game 7 had the biggest ratings in years for Minnesota. But also, nobody's crying about the ratings.
True.
No, I don't know, because Donnie is the sports fan that if you don't love his team and tell him how great his team is and how much they're awesome
he
every
puts
single
words
day
in your mouth about what you're thinking or saying.
Yeah, then he assumes that you hate the team because you don't love them and worship the Minnesota Timberwolves like he does.
I didn't even know they existed really for the longest of time. I don't even know your name. You know, I mean,
I won't go that far. But
now all of a sudden, look, they're kind of good, and then they got good. Okay, great. Listen, Donnie, I don't mind your team, but I'm just tired of your ass.
I will say this, Donnie. Congratulations. I did not expect the Timberwolves. I did not expect what? I did not expect the Timberwolves to beat Denver, and good series, good on them, and we'll see what they do against. I hope they beat Dallas. I'm personally rooting for the Timberwolves to beat Dallas. I can't stand Dallas and Luka Doncic. I just can't stand his European ass.
But
I hope he goes home.
but the idea that anybody cares what the ratings are, just unbelievable.
Lost Toby says, "What even is a tree wolf?" Let me tell you something. I spent a year in Minnesota.
A tree wolf?
And Timberwolf, tree wolf, whatever. I spent a year in Minnesota, and I never saw once a wolf. That is far too liberal a state to allow anything like a wolf to exist. The wolves are like, I got to get out of here. Like, taxes are killing me. I'm gone. This is ridiculous.
I'm going back to Yellowstone.
Yeah, I mean, I can't take this. Noah says, I was just joking, guys. Busting your nuggets. Sorry. Oh, no, man, we get it. Listen, nobody's mad.
Yeah.
Cheesehead Bill says, if I get a cleaning lady for the house and I say I paid for her services, would then maybe acceptable to say no Diddy? I don't understand that at all.
Are you just bringing up various things that Diddy did that were very awful so that you can say no Diddy about those things?
Did Diddy do the
It's just
cleaning lady?
It's very contrived. I'm not understanding.
I don't even know all the things he's in trouble for, other than there's a video of him beating up a woman. There's pedophile or sex trafficking things.
Yeah, there's sex trafficking allegations.
I don't know if there's pedophilia involved.
Many domestic abuses, not just the one video, but the video is pretty damning.
Little bit of the gay. but that's all right.
That's not
Wilbur,
the worst thing about this.
I know. That's what I'm just saying.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what
agreeing with you.
everybody's making jokes about.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like making jokes on that misery, to be honest. But Diddy can rot in hell for sure.
Yeah.
Wilbur says, wouldn't it be cool if we could drain the ocean? That we could find all them airplanes and ships that have sunk or crashed. Where are you going to put the water, Wilbur? Where are you going to put the water? And why do you want to find those? Yeah, by now they're all just barnacle covered and rusty. You can't play with them. So
Can't play with them. No.
I just have a lot of questions about this. What are you going to do with the water? And why do you want a bunch of rusty crap?
That's a good point.
Is that another texture nickname? Rusty crap?
Rusty crap?
Could be.
It could be.
What about Rusty Crab?
Well, I think that was already a suggestion. I think
Rusty Crab was?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. By the way, speaking of the Timberwolves, this is just show you how lame Minnesota is. So remember, Anthony Edwards talking to Charles Barkley, or at least back and forth through social. I don't remember if it was live, but Charles Barkley was like, I haven't been to Minnesota in like 20 years. And Anthony Edwards says, bring your ass. That was what he said. Bring your ass. And
bring
so now
your ass.
Now the Minnesota Chamber of Commerce Tourism now has a website, bringyourass.com. That's just so lame. That is so dumb.
It's very dumb. Dumb in a way I appreciate, though.
It's so desperate.
Well,
it's like, come to Minnesota if you like being chased by geese and getting stung by mosquitoes and, paying a lot of taxes. That is the truth. But bring your ass? Okay.
It smooths over the other stuff. You don't have to focus on any particular details at all. You just like these tourism boards are trying their best. Okay, like they've got to drum up interest, and like if you're the Minnesota one, you're working harder than most people.
Just desperate. It's just desperate. Because outside of bring your ass, why would you ever go to Minnesota? What is in Minnesota that you're like, honey, we got to go to Minnesota?
Well, Mall of America.
You know what? It's all, what it is inside? The same mall over and over again. They've got multiples of the same shop. So as you're walking along, oh, look, J. Crew. Oh, look, J. Crew. Oh, look, J. Crew.
Caught in some very bad time.
Well, that's just the first. I don't go to malls often.
A Twins game? Maybe go out there to watch a Twins game?
That's not where the Twins play. They don't play at the Mall of America.
But no, Minnesota.
Who cares? But it's not. What I'm trying to tell you is, it's not a vacation destination. Oh yeah, sure. We got like it says the land of 10,000 lakes. The truth is, we got like 15,000. Okay, great, good for you. And now what?
Well, yeah,
nothing. There's no reason to ever go to Minnesota.
But the people who live there need to convince somebody to go.
They can't. They won't. Bring your ass. Shut your ass.
It's the land of collapsing bridges, right? Wasn't that one of the bridges collapsed there between the Twin Cities?
Oh, I didn't heard about that.
I don't know.
Wasn't that one of the bridges that collapsed there a few years ago?
I don't know anything about Minnesota.
See how little we care about Minnesota. There was probably a collapsed bridge, many fatalities, and we're like, yeah, okay.
Oh, I don't know if anybody died. I just said the bridge collapsed. I don't know the statistics.
I'm sure
I know. I just got in from Nebraska. What do I know?
There's many fine things to do in Minnesota.
Are there?
Inside. There's nothing to do in Minnesota. There's nothing. Fine people live in Minnesota. There's just nothing to do. Zero things to do.
Well, there's the football stadium.
You're going to just list off a bunch of sporting events,
that's
which I don't have to go to Minnesota to do.
Huh.
Except for now, if I want hockey. I mean, okay, fair enough. But
you can go to Dallas for hockey. You don't have to go to Minnesota.
There's nothing to do in Minnesota. There's no destinations. There's no
boating
of interest.
There's boating.
There's no historical markers. There's nothing.
Water skiing.
Nothing has ever happened in Minnesota.
Though I understand the world's biggest yarn is in Minnesota.
I'm just saying the tourism people
have
to do something.
No,
so
I get
they
it.
did it.
They did it in desperation. Bring your ass. Bring your ass, and then what? If it was anywhere, don't. Because if it was interesting, you'd still be there. He goes the mall, the lakes, good food, great weather in the summer, great sports teams.
In the
debatable.
summer, that's like July to August,
Yeah,
right?
by the
Then
way,
it starts snowing
yeah.
again.
I've been there in the summer, and it's hot and humid, and the mosquitoes are the size of birds, and the geese crap everywhere and chase you. There's nothing good about
And
Minnesota.
then maybe pump the
What
brakes
about-
on great sports teams.
What about the
good.
What about the Minneapolis Sculpture Garden? What about that?
You just Googled,
I did.
and
yeah.
that's the best you can come up with, an arboretum?
Well, you could tour Prince's house,
Okay.
Paisley Park.
That just made
It'll,
me
it'll
sad.
cost you $90, but I mean, you
Never
go through
mind.
there.
I was
Yeah, I'm
interested,
out.
and I am suddenly uninterested.
I'm out.
$90.
Yeah,
I
well,
maybe
he
would have
ate
paid
us.
$90 for a ticket to go see him when he was alive, but no.
Not to see his house.
Split Rock Lighthouse. What about that, Jack?
I'll tell you what I think about that. We're going to take a break and hope to forget this.
Hmm.
We've got more non-Minnesota things to talk about. God, I hope we do. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Major League Baseball, the Arizona Diamondbacks are in Los Angeles tonight, continuing their series with the Dodgers. Brandon Pfaadt will get the start for Arizona. Gavin Stone will counter for Los Angeles. The Diamondbacks getting a run and a half tonight, minus 146 on the run line. The Dodgers minus a run and a half or plus 122. On the money line, Arizona plus 138. The Dodgers minus 164 with the over-under at Dodger Stadium at 8.5. NBA playoffs tonight. The Celtics are home against Indiana in game one of the Eastern Conference Finals. Celtics a 10.5-point favorite over under 221.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Hey, everybody, it's Mark Asher, and I am with the one and only Josh Garcia with the Miracle Mile Deli, who are celebrating something that's pretty unique. 75 years in business. Hi, Josh.
Hi, Mark. Thank you. The Miracle Mile family would like to thank you and the hundreds of thousands of people that have visited Miracle Mile Deli since our family restaurant started here in the Valley in 1949. It's been a privilege and an honor to serve generations of families across the Valley over the last 7 decades. We are extremely grateful to be celebrating our 75th anniversary in 2024. We cordially invite you to visit our Phoenix location on 16th Street in Campbell to celebrate our 75th anniversary throughout the year. We consider ourselves so lucky to be able to be a part of the Valley community and know that we wouldn't be here without our loyal Miracle Mile patrons and team members. So from our family to yours, thank you for allowing us to serve you over the last 75 years. And we look forward to continuing the Miracle Mile tradition with you for many more years to come. For more information, visit miraclemiledeli.com.
What's wrong? My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation. Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card? Uh-huh. Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase. Really? Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Let's go! Baseball season is off and running. The Diamondbacks look to defend their NL championship from last season. Will the Snakes repeat their dramatic run to the playoffs? If it's Diamondbacks baseball, we talk about it. Live and local for the Valley. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So I guess LaMelo Ball is getting sued by some kid he ran over his foot with his car. And the kid came, "Hey, LaMelo, I love you, sign my autograph." And then he just ran over his foot.
Wow.
Now the kid has got injuries, but I don't understand why did this come to a lawsuit? Why didn't LaMelo just step up, and help out?
You have to ask that?
I mean, I
Have
thought he
you-
was brought up well, I guess.
Have you seen LaMelo?
Huh.
Just the way that he is. Lonzo's not like that, but LaMelo, not shocking.
A different story. Yeah.
Well, whatever the case, he's been sued. A lot of people have a lot to say about Minnesota, I guess. I don't understand why. But Lost Toby says, you can leave Minnesota. Only place to do that is Minnesota. So what you're saying is you go to Minnesota to leave Minnesota. Well, I can just cut that off at the pass and not go to Minnesota. Fifth letter says, get some ice fishing in the winter.
Yeah, I'd like regular fishing where it's warm.
I'll do ice fishing. I'll give you that, but I'm not going there specifically just to go ice fishing. But if I'm there and they're like, "Hey, you want to go ice fishing?" Hell yeah, I'll go ice fishing.
Fishing is pretty fun, but there is nothing about the activity of fishing that makes me want to do it in the cold.
There's nothing about the activity of ice fishing that makes me want to go out on a frozen lake, cut a hole in the ice, and sit there in an igloo, freezing my tilly off, waiting for a stupid fish to bite on the bait. Nothing.
In December, I can go fishing here and be not cold. I'll take that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a novelty, right? Oh, look, we're sitting in a house on some ice and there's a hole and we can fish in the hole. And after that, you're like, okay, I'm done here.
Yeah. That's not a go to Minnesota that you have to live there already and be like, well, what are we doing? I guess we're ice fishing. Like that's.
So Mormon guy just sent me a giant text. Everything you need to know about Minnesota.
Oh boy.
Wow.
And here's it. First, I wasn't going to read it, but now I think I'm going to, just so you can hear how nothing there is. Okay. Now keep in mind, you're going to hear some famous names. And at first you're going to be like, yeah. And then you're going to go, well, that's disappointing. So, and then the things to do, there's nothing to do. So here you go. Minnesota, according to Mormon guy, is known as the home of 16,000 lakes, including the world's largest freshwater lake, home of Prince, Bob Dylan, Garrison Keillor, also the state that elected Jesse the Body Ventura as its governor, Al Franken as its senator, home state of Joel and Ethan Cohen, the guys who did Raising Arizona.
Yeah, No Country for Old Men.
As the home state of Paul Bunyan in his Blue Ox, Babe, Judy Garland, Healthcare Center of the World with the Mayo Clinic, Medtronic, United Healthcare, scores of other medical firms, as the source of the Mississippi River in Ithaca State Park, and as the state of the Jolly Green Giant, the Pillsbury Doughboy, Hormel Spam, home of the Minnesota Twins, Vikings, Timberwolves, Wild, none of which have won a championship in the last quarter century, as the setting for scores of movies, including Fargo, Purple Rain, Grumpy Old Men, Mighty Ducks, Serious Man, Simple Plan, and Drop Dead Gorgeous. I've only seen Grumpy Old Men and Fargo. Let's see, that's me saying that. Home state of Sinclair Lewis. Who the hell's that?
I don't know.
F. Scott Fitzgerald, writer of a semi-racist Star Spangled Banner. I don't know if you know about this. There are missing verses that you don't sing at the games about how they're going to punish the African Americans who fought for the other side in promise for their freedom. They're like, we're going to find you. We're going to get you. That's part of the original poem of the national anthem. Anyway, let's see. Tim O'Brien, Robert Bly, Lewis L. Edridge. So does anything I just said there make you want to go to Minnesota?
No, because I easily identified what's wrong with that list. Nothing on that list is about what there is to do in Minnesota.
Not
it's
one thing.
all about the things that are from Minnesota.
All I heard was the Mississippi River starts in a state park. Like somebody left the faucet on. I don't know why it starts there.
Just some mountain, probably. Look,
they did that. Look, that snow runoff has got to go somewhere.
It's important, but it's not something I want to go to see. Also, naming all of the artists from Minnesota. Okay, I never had to see any of those people exclusively in Minnesota. The mascots and the legends and the folktales from Minnesota, I can hear them from here. So I don't need to go to Minnesota for most of the things on that list.
Yeah. And Bat Flipper makes a great point. So best people to see are dead or make believe. You are correct.
Yeah. It's just, and like the Mayo Clinic is important, but again, that their headquarters might be in Minnesota. They are many other places.
Yeah. Slow Mo Zo says, hey, world's largest freshwater lake is in Siberia.
Maybe the country's largest freshwater lake is in Minnesota.
Yeah. The Jet says, Randy, did I hear you just got back from Nebraska?
Yeah.
Sure, I'm glad you got to visit God's country. Well, he didn't visit there on purpose. Randy didn't realize when you paraglide, it's not just grabbing a kite and then just holding on for dear life. There's supposed to be somebody with a rope on the other end that helps you control your landing. Well, with that wind we had yesterday, he ended up in Nebraska.
Ogallala, Nebraska, to be exact. And it was a rough landing, but you know what they say? Any landing you can walk away from. Yeah, Ogallala, Nebraska. Yeah, look it up. It's there. I was there. I spent 5 minutes there. Yeah.
So how'd you get back? You just like thumb a ride or what?
Well, I know. Thanks, by the way, for sending the National Guard because I really appreciate. I didn't appreciate all the questions they asked me, but they gave me a ride home. So thank you, Jeffrey, for sending the National Guard after me. Thank you. I appreciate that.
That wasn't me.
I appreciate it.
You must have tripped some radar or something.
Don't be humble. I know you're being humble. Thanks for sending our guys steadfast watching over the nation to come and get me. I appreciate that. I just didn't understand why I had to be locked up and thrown in handcuffs and ask all those questions. I mean, I thought maybe I would get like a warm cup of coffee, maybe some food. But no, they didn't give me that till later. And by the way, they said they're going to confiscate all my weather equipment. When do you think I'll get that back?
But you took all the weather equipment off your house?
No, off my hang glider.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. You won't get it back. You're not getting it back.
What? Why?
Did the Chinese get their balloon back? They're not sure who you are or what you're doing. They think you're a spy.
So you didn't?
No.
So I have to appear then.
Yep.
I don't need some time off in June.
Yeah, you'll get Big George to represent you. He'll get you off. You
need
didn't
some
do
time
anything
off.
wrong. You didn't do anything wrong, Randy.
I was really just weather working.
You didn't
the weather.
file a flight plan. I think that'd be about the worst of it.
Well, I didn't know it was going to carry me away like that. I was just trying to get updrafts and downdraft information and that sort of thing.
You probably shouldn't say anymore. I think George would prefer you don't say anymore.
So you didn't send them after me then?
No. So just probably
kind of hurts.
The less you say right now is probably the better.
It's kind of hurts me.
Yeah.
I may need to take the rest of the day off.
No, nice try. Ain't happening. Last Optimist says Great Lake Superior. That's the largest freshwater lake in the world by surface area and third largest by volume. Contains 10% of the world's fresh water. Are we really going to have a fight over who has the biggest freshwater lake on this show? Because that's just like a whole new department of weird.
And also conversations that we're not qualified to have. And also let me know so I can go get some coffee because that is...
My head hurts already.
Not fun. That is geography class again. And I'm okay without it.
Officer Friendly says, I like to go ice fishing in the winter with my family. Good family bonding activity. Yeah, everybody's scared to death. You're going to shove them in the hole. Everybody behaves in the ice shack. It's just like What's under there? Whole lot of nothing, kid. Why don't you behave? Cheesehead Bill says Minnesota is just higher tax, dumber, worse sports team version of Wisconsin. You are correct. Silver Pop says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Happy Taco Tuesday. With my sons getting their crap caves kicked in by the T-Wolves, not interested in the NBA playoffs anymore. I could care less about the Eastern Conference. Then we're subjected to what is left in the Western Conference. T-Wolves is the team. They're okay to watch, but they have a major, and I mean major downside, and that's Donnie. Then there's Luka on the other side of the court. We all know Luka Ho. I think I am just going to go into sports slumber until the NFL preseason. You do what you got to do, Silver Pops. You do what you got to do. We'll let you know if the Pacers and the Celtics turn into a fun, like, hey man, they're playing each other tough. We'll let you know. Then you can watch that. But if you don't want to watch the Western stuff, that's probably the better basketball, if we're honest.
I don't know that that's necessarily. I think we've got good basketball. Yeah, the East has always been top heavy, so it's not like the basketball is bad all the way through the Eastern Conference. It's just that.
Do you mean they have big boobs? Is that what you mean by
giant breasts? Yes, Randy.
No, that's not at all what I meant.
Luka's got a rack. Let's be honest.
Well, he's not in the
fun bags.
He's not in the Eastern Conference, so.
He's got big old jigglies.
No, just that
Well, you did say top heavy, Keon. I'm just saying.
Yeah, as opposed to the Western Conference, where the talent is more spread out from the top to the bottom to the top of the conference.
Chesticles. The chesticles are huge.
That is not what I'm saying. Not even close to what I'm saying.
Exactly what he's saying.
Just not even remotely
that's
what
he's
I'm
saying.
No,
Because he said top heavy.
Yep.
No,
specifically said. And then he said the Western Conference had big booties, big old booties.
It's
spread out.
Oh yeah, it's on tape.
Really not what I said at all. So lovely.
Noah says, "Yeah, why are all these Diddy jokes? What do you do now? I last I heard, he fled to avoid sex trafficking charges. Well,
I think the question is, what did he not do?
Back.
No,
we probably shouldn't even talk about him. That's how That's Walter Mellon says, imagine the story of all those barnacles would be telling Wilbur. It'd be like reading Braille. Maybe that's why he wants that stuff off the ocean. Just
maybe it's blind guy porn. I don't think that that's how that works. And I don't think you need to go to the bottom of the ocean for it. Don't really think that's necessary.
Wilbur's standing there in a hangar with all the
all
the planes, trains, and automobiles, running his hand across it going, hello, nurse. I mean, that makes sense, Walter Mellon.
Yeah, it really does.
Wilbur says, sheesh, Jeffrey, don't be a part of the problem. Be a part of the solution. Okay. Random Texter says, Jeffrey, are usually come on here and rave about the Raven Kid. I think he means I. He says, Jeffrey, I usually come on here and rave about the Raven Kid. Today, I would like to rave about Raven Kid's little sister who has texted the show on a few occasions. She goes by Bama Girl. We remember Bama Girl.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow she graduates from high school, and next year she'll be a part of the GCU Havoc. Really proud of her today and always. So
hey,
proud
congratulations.
you used her real name.
Yeah. All right. Bama Girl. There you go. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Bama Girl. We knew you would graduate. It was touch and go with Raven Kid. But we always knew you'd graduate.
Yeah, we knew you would do it.
Congratulations. Nicely done. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, I don't want to talk about Minnesota anymore.
I'm okay with that, actually. We had a whole conversation about how little there was to do in Minnesota. It's easily the most boring conversation we've had on this show since I've started working on the show.
Way too much time talking about Minnesota.
I gave you a full segment to prove me wrong. No one could prove me wrong.
We really weren't. We agreed with you from the beginning.
I enjoyed it because I was just proven right. That's all that matters. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we give our students credit. Credit for deciding while stuck in traffic to get a bachelor's degree, Credit for managing 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a full-time job to pursue an MBA. Students at UMGC can use prior learning or relevant experience to earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's, and graduate students can transfer up to 12 credits toward their master's. Plus, get your application fee waived through May 31st. Flexible online and hybrid classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by SHEV.
80% of youth in Arizona don't drink, smoke, or use drugs. Want to know the reason why? It's you. Kids say not disappointing their parents is one of the main reasons they choose not to drink or use drugs. Visit talknowaz.com because while you might worry you aren't getting through, you are. Keep it up and stay up to date about the latest Arizona drug trends at talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
As we plan for our retirement, there are 4 questions we need to ask ourselves or our retirement planning advisor. How much, how long, how safe, and what cost? Let's start with how much. That is, how much income we think we'll need each and every year for the rest of our lives, including all the activities we want to enjoy during our retirement, like travel, recreation, and entertainment. Plus the cost of housing, including repair and maintenance, taxes, insurance, and utilities, as well as the cost of healthcare, including expenses not covered by Medicare.
Enjoy safe, secure lifetime income of 5 to 9% for life, depending on age and deferral period, with no fee deductions and no annuitizing. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so let's compare free in Scottsdale. For more, visit iqannuity.com, iqannuity.com, iqannuity.com.
Diamonds have long been considered a symbol of love because of their everlasting beauty. But have you ever stopped to consider where these diamonds come from?
I'm Diamond Dave, and we offer sparkling diamonds and unique customized diamond pieces. Our team of skilled jewelers can turn your vision into a stunning reality, all at wholesale prices, making luxury available to everyone.
But what sets our diamonds apart is our commitment to ethical sourcing, believing that true beauty is built on a foundation of fairness and sustainability. That's why we were the first to import lab grown to the West Coast and for natural. We work closely with our cutters to ensure that every diamond we offer is conflict-free and responsibly mined.
Visit our by appointment offices. Not only get the diamond of your dreams, but one that's ethically sourced and offered to you at a true wholesale price.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450 or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
If it's local, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580, the Fanatic, and I'm going to go ahead and just rattle through the last handful of texts so we can just move the hell on. Big George says, Randy, you should plead the fifth. Exercise your right. You know, so
Well,
don't say another word.
I didn't think I said anything incriminating. I told the truth. The whole
Remain
truth.
silent, he says. Right now,
No.
he says, I got this.
But I thought Jeffrey sent everybody, and
just like that. Dick Whiskers says, Luca has my vote for most punchable face in the league. Who you
Oh, yeah.
voting for?
Luca, by far.
Punchable face?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know if it's Luka.
No. Yes.
Luca's on my list of.
He's punchable.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
get me
we-
wrong.
Ever since that series against the Suns, smart ass. Yeah, I
It's
just love to see him go down with a broken nose. Nothing major. I just love to see maybe somebody maybe lose an elbow that kind of gets out of whack and hits him right in the nostrils and kind of
Oopsie.
rearranges his nasal cannula for a while. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of rearranges that. That cartilage in there has to be reset. And he gets 2 black eyes. Not that I'm laughing at him.
I think there's somebody more punchable. I can't quite put my finger on it, but
Mm.
I'll have to get back to you. CK says, Jeffrey, here's a solution. Send Donnie to Diddy Island.
Why?
I didn't know that was a thing. Cheesehead Bill says, I can't believe Keon would objectify women like that. Talking about things being top heavy. I thought Keon respected women more than that.
See what I mean?
Shame,
Yeah.
sir. Shame.
Keon, really, I mean, you should rethink how you phrase things. Massive listening audience. There are tens of people listening at any given moment here, and you should, as an older brother, just trying to help you along in the career.
I think
that's all I'm trying to do. Yeah.
Probably should apologize, Keon.
And probably, widespread about the Western Conference, talking about booties. Come on.
Yeah, I never said any of those things. So
come on, man.
Yeah, sadly.
He's not going to apologize. Yeah,
well, of course I can't apologize. I didn't do anything wrong. So
see what I mean, Jeffrey?
He's going to apologize for
obstinate.
not a damn thing.
He's obstinate.
See what I mean? Sociopath.
And I was talking about a conference. You took the context wrong. I can't help that.
Conference. So that's what they call it these days.
Trying to help him out. Okay.
That's what they've always called it. It's a conference, the Eastern Conference.
Okay. Conference.
Donnie says, Juicy Lucy's, greatest burgers in the country. Never heard of it. Slow Mo Zo says, hey, Randy, you weren't here. We talked about this. What do you think about that fight between Stenhouse and Bush? Wasn't much of a fight. It was a punch.
Well, that's true because everybody breaks those things up. I'd love to see Stenhouse just go all spider monkey on Kyle Busch. I'd love to see that one time. Bush always acts like the tough guy. And yet he's very well, I didn't do anything wrong. I was just holding. Yeah. Oh yeah. Stenhouse just bam, just put one right on his chops. I love that.
And I saw the whole video of him walking over there and Kyle Busch had that grin on his face. And you're just like, I hope he hits you. I just didn't expect him to actually hit him.
Oh yeah. Stenhouse he's a loose cannon. You don't want to piss him off.
Yeah. When you first see Stenhouse's face and his eyes wide open, like he's looking at you knew he was going to punch him.
You've got to be better at reading body language than that if you're Kyle Busch.
Well, I mean, Kyle Busch probably saw it coming. He was probably ready for it, but
he didn't.
Like Joey Logano, he always has his guys around him to make sure nobody punches him. So,
man.
same thing.
That dude just stood there and kind of his body language. He didn't know he was getting punched until he got punched. He knew there was going to be some words. He probably thought there might be a little shoving, but the way he was kind of leaned back and his little gut was kind of poking out, he was not in a fighting stance. But boy, it did not take Stenhouse long to be like square up and launch, and he connected. I was proud of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. for that.
He was clenching his fists, and I was like, "Oh my god, he's gonna hit this guy!"
You could tell when he walked up, he was gonna hit him. I love it. I think it's great.
Walter Mellon says LeBron has the most punchable face in the NBA. After every time he thinks he gets fouled, that face, that's most punchable.
See,
as opposed to every time Luka thinks he gets fouled.
Yeah, Luka walks on the court and thinks he gets fouled. Are you kidding me?
It's not great.
Speaking of LeBron, the word on the street is that he is not involved in the search for the new head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, when I see this headline, first thing I think is, well, maybe that's because he's leaving, so he's not involved. Otherwise, he would be involved. But the other angle is, bull crap, he's totally involved.
Oh,
if he's not involved, he's leaving. If he's staying, I don't know he's involved.
I don't know that that's necessarily true. He is a free agent, and I don't think he can be involved. I literally think he can't be.
Meaning they're on the phone with him. They're saying, hey, what do you think of this guy?
I believe 110% that they've been talking to him even before they got rid of Darvin Ham, talking about who the next head coach should be.
Yeah, maybe before. And I do think that, you probably run something across from him, but like it could be tampering, I think, for him to actually be involved. So it's a matter of the actual, rules and penalties and fines and taking away draft picks and all these other things that you don't want if you're the Lakers. That, you either get really good at hiding that or just NBA know that if that stuff leaks out, you're getting whacked.
NBA, unless you force their hand, like the Ja Morant situation where you force their hand, the NBA sees what they want to see. And in this case, I don't think they want to see anything because LeBron is the face of the NBA. And they don't want to do anything to piss him off.
LeBron's not going to get punished for that. Just the Lakers.
So here's a couple of guys that they're looking at. JJ Redick, Sam Cassell, James Borrego. Those are the top names that they're being considered. But the Lakers, I guess some of the players and people involved are like, this is JJ Redick. He's kind of Pat Riley like. Maybe he's the next Pat Riley.
Really?
When everybody said that he was being considered to be a coach, so first, what has he coached? What has he done to make you think he's going to be a good head coach other than play?
He's played the game, and people know him from what he's shown on television, and he's been connected with other teams, and he's has been a part of some of these training camps and things like that. So I think they know his background, and they trust him enough to come in and be able to coach a team, especially a veteran team like the Los Angeles Lakers. Tell me on the Lakers who they have to develop. Not really anybody. I mean, it's a veteran team. You kind of just get these guys out there, you manage the egos, and you work on a nightly basis, kind of managing this team and helping them to succeed. Keon, tell me I'm wrong here, but I don't think I am.
I don't think you are. And the X's and O's are a big part of what the Lakers want to do to try to appease LeBron, because that was one of the problems was Darvin Ham would draw stuff up, and then everybody would look at it and go, I don't think that's going to work. And many times it did not work. So I think that's where they want to lean a little bit more, though. I do think that Udonis Haslem, who was playing with LeBron in Miami, did bring up a good point, which is that JJ Redick and LeBron are really good friends. They're on a podcast together. Mm-hmm. It's a really good podcast. They really break down basketball in a deep way that you don't get in a lot of other places. But because of that relationship, when JJ Redick says something to the team, are those guys going to be like, is this JJ telling us what to do, or is this LeBron telling us what to do with JJ's voice? And that's always going to hang in the back of the locker room and has the potential to really ruin things.
Well, also has the potential for them to give him the immediate ear, because if you know that old LeBron, he's really pulling strings anyway, you're on the team, you know how it goes. And if Redick has the the understanding, whether it's LeBron or Redick saying it, and they're just like, it's just easier to do what they say, then you'll be fine.
But there's a difference between LeBron having a lot of input and LeBron having all the input. Like I don't think players want to play for LeBron. They want to play with LeBron. They don't want to play for LeBron while LeBron is also a player out there on the floor.
So who do you think is the best candidate? Who would you hire for the stupid Lakers? Because here's some other names. You got JJ Redick, Sam Cassell, James Borrego, but then some other names that had come up were Nuggets assistant coach David Edelman, Timberwolves assistant Micah Nori, and the Heat's Chris Quinn. So of all these names, who do you think is the best guy?
For the Lakers, it's tough because, like Randy said, there's a lot of veterans on the team, and there are a lot of guys in that list of people who maybe don't have a ton of coaching experience. So
James
maybe
Borrego has some.
James Borrego has some, and Sam Cassell has been an assistant in like a million places. So he's connected people like him because they continue to put him on coaching staffs. So and he's a former player as well. So somebody who could understand what a locker room is like and what a locker room is supposed to be. I would probably say Cassell or Borrego. I do like Quinn, but I don't know if I like Quinn for the Lakers in particular.
So Redick is not the top of your list.
No, I just think he's too close to LeBron. Like it really could, if things start to go bad, they could go really bad. Like you're just that locker room isn't going to trust anything the coach says because they think the coach is just parroting what LeBron's saying. Even if that's not true, it's going to be seen that way.
Frank Vogel's available.
Yeah, I think they already had that. They had their turn. They had their Frank Vogel shot and moved on.
We got Budenholzer.
So-
They would have gone for Budenholzer, wouldn't they? Why didn't they? They actually were ready to talk to a coach before we were.
I think that they were trying to be slower about their process of going through. That's the reason why it's taking so long. They're being more deliberate in their process so they can get their guy. But that happens if you are moving too slowly and another team just moves quicker and they've identified their guy faster.
And they want to get their guy that's going to be able to work with LeBron and AD, because I fully expect the Lakers to make a run at LeBron and he'll retire a Laker. Now, I don't know that to be true, but I don't think the Lakers want to let him go.
I 100%. That's the I think they have to include LeBron in their plans because they don't really have a contending team without him out there.
You think there's any truth to the fact that, well, LeBron was sitting there watching the Cavs, a little bottle of wine, sitting there watching them? Maybe he's looking to go home?
It's not impossible. It's just with LeBron, everything is calculated. He's a guy that is very aware of his public image. When he shows up somewhere and everybody sees him, it's not an accident. LeBron doesn't do accidents. He's a big picture guy. So no, it's on the table, if for no other reason that it might pressure the Lakers.
I agree
a little bit more.
Yeah. All right, guys, that is 1 hour down and 2 to go. Let's come back and talk some Diamondbacks and stuff. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Chris Christopherson. Before they were legends, they were lost souls looking for their sound. You want to be a songwriter?
Not really. You are a songwriter.
Discover the true, untold story of Sue Brewer, the extraordinary woman behind outlaw country music, starring Mandy Moore and featuring T.J. Osborne.
They call it the Boar's Nest. It's just my apartment, but you never know who'll show up.
In a new scripted Audible original. Any advice?
Yeah, to steal something whiskey can't.
The Boar's Nest, Sue Brewer and the birth of outlaw country music. Listen on Audible.
Hey, everybody, it's Mark Asher with Josh Garcia of the Miracle Mile Deli. Josh, I want to thank you and your family for making such a huge difference over the last 75 years in the restaurant business in Arizona.
Thank you, Mark. It's been a privilege and an honor to serve generations of families like yours in the Valley over the last 7 decades, and we are extremely grateful to be celebrating our 75th anniversary in 2024 with a variety of different specials. So come on down to our Phoenix location at 16th Street in Campbell with your family and friends and celebrate with us. For more information, visit miraclemiledeli.com.
Do summer projects your way with Memorial Day savings from the Home Depot. With free delivery on over 2 million items, you can make the most of summer grilling and dig into gardening. Plus, get same-day delivery on thousands of products like power tools and storage to tackle any last-minute garage project. Summer your way with Memorial Day savings from the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Order select and stock items by 4 p.m. subject to availability.
Celebrating 30 years of AmeriCorps looks like building lifetime changemakers in Arizona communities. From serving children alongside First Things First to Executive Director of Prevent Child Abuse Arizona. From the Pinal County Sheriff's Office to the Governor's Office, serving with AmeriCorps today creates limitless potential for every new member to lead Arizona tomorrow. Where will AmeriCorps take you? Join the movement by signing up at serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
At Desert Wholesale Diamond, we pride ourselves on providing top-tier quality, unmatchable prices, and excellent service. I'm Diamond Dave, and my track record in the diamond industry dates back 4 generations. I've eliminated the traditional middlemen, providing you with direct access to wholesale markets.
I'm Jada Cantor, and we offer you the best diamond buying journey of your life. With 3 wholesale offices and a dedicated production team, we make it easy for you to buy diamonds at unbeatable wholesale prices.
Our 34 years of industry leadership proves our dedication, and we continue to lead the way in all areas, particularly in lab-grown diamonds.
Save yourself from paying retail. Experience the most pleasant diamond buying experience ever. Meet Diamond Dave and his team, who are all waiting to assist you with your wholesale diamond purchase.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450, 480-397-2450, or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. And your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. So the Dodgers beat the Diamondbacks yesterday.
Yes.
Nah, kind of sucked.
Well, it did, but there's some positives. But go ahead.
6-4, so it wasn't a blowout. It's right. seems to be our go-to score lately. Is getting 4 when someone else gets 6. But
Well,
okay.
that's true. There's a reason they got 6, but go ahead.
Yeah. So now today we got Fat Brandon coming out to pitch.
Brandon fought. Go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah. Mhm.
And but is he really doing that great? He's got a 4.17 ERA.
Well, that's pretty damn good in the major leagues. A 4.17 for a guy that's in a 4 or 5 slot in a major league rotation. Absolutely, that's good. And considering the fact that Torey Lovullo chose to use Joe Mantiply for an inning to start the game yesterday, the old let me start the game with somebody else with a reliever and then bring in somebody else. He brought in Slade Ciccone. He gave up 6 runs, 6 earned on in 5 innings. He only had a walk and 2 strikeouts. The problem was back-to-back home runs, and that scored 5 of the 6 runs. So against a team like the Los Angeles Dodgers, when you're talking about not only the fact that you've got Freddie Freeman who hit the grand slam yesterday, and then Will Smith came up right behind him and got a ding-dong. Then you got guys that like Miguel Rojas, Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani. I mean, this is a offense that is stacked. And when you have this kid come up, Slade Ciccone, for the Diamondbacks, you got to feel pretty good that you got away with only 6 runs on 9 hits. The Diamondbacks got 10 hits, and they scored 4 runs. It was late in the game, sure, but they didn't give up. It's not like, Freeman hit the home run, and then Will Smith came up, and the Diamondbacks just kind of stopped playing. No, they kept grinding. And that's what you have to do as an offense. You have to do that in order to stay in the running. You can't allow yourself to give up games. If you get beat, that's one thing. But I feel like the Diamondbacks are trying as hard as they can to, like I said last week, tread water, try to remain in the running, try not to get too far behind. And I would say this is a positive, not a negative for the Arizona Diamondbacks to only give up 6 runs to that lineup. Jeez.
Well, the negative I saw was Yamamoto going 6 1/3 innings. And that's not great because it leaves a fresh bullpen for tonight. The only chance we probably have to win a game is tonight, and that's if the Fat Brandon does a good job.
Well, Yamamoto, look, he's sort of everything that he was sold to be. And the Dodgers, again, their scouting staff has proved once again they're a superior scouting staff. And they were able to sign Yamamoto to a long-term contract. He pitched 6 1/3 innings, gave up 7 hits, 2 earned runs. He struck out 8, and he didn't walk anybody. And I think that's when you look at the box score. What are these pitchers doing? If they're walking a lot of guys, that's the problem. Okay, it's one thing to give up, a home run back to back. One of them is a grand slam, and the other one is a solo home run in 5 innings pitched like Ciccone did yesterday. But how many guys did he walk? Only 1. He struck out 2. Yeah, he's not a power pitcher. He's a young kid in the major leagues, and he's doing what he can. Jarvis came up, and he shut him down. So you've got to be pleased. Again, 1 walk, 2 walks on the day for Diamondbacks pitching in 8 innings pitched. So I'm trying to look at the positives here. It's not like it was a 16-0 blowout like we had against the damn Detroit, Tigers that were in town last week. What was it, 14-0 against the Diamondbacks? Here they go in against a division rival in L.A., and they put up a 4 spot in 10 hits. I say they're going to keep fighting tonight. And the only thing that I can see is you got to get guys going here. I have one question for Torey Lovullo. Why are you not starting Kevin Newman at the top of your lineup? Kevin Newman, again, 3 for 4 last night, had an RBI, and he scored a run himself. This kid is white hot. Why not put this kid at the top of your lineup, move Corbin Carroll down a little bit, adjust things? He had Randall Grichuk come in and pinch hit for Jock Peterson because of a pitching change. Peterson was 1 for 3. Some of these things I just don't understand. So I've got to ask questions when I see questions, and one of them is Kevin Newman has been absolutely on fire lately for the Diamondbacks. Why not shuffle it up? I know you want Corbin Carroll at the top of your lineup, but he was 1 for 5, okay? 1 for 5. What would you rather have, a guy that's 3 for 5 or 1 for 5? Kevin Newman would have put up 3 for 5, probably.
Well,
in
Big
that-
George wants to know, Corbin Carroll moved to the minors. And by the way, he is leading off today, which boggles George's mind.
I don't know about moving him down to the minors. I think you gave him a day off, and I think again this is the Los Angeles Dodgers we're talking about here. We're not talking about the Savannah Bananas here. Throwing meatballs up there so he can hit it 380 feet over the fence. Where this is the Los Angeles Dodgers, and you're going up against Yamamoto. I mean, that guy's just been sinking everybody's battleship. To kind of pun a phrase, if you will. Randall Grichuk even had a hard time. He struck out. Christian Walker was having a hard time. I don't see why you'd want to. Corbin Carroll got a hit. One hit in 5 at bats is not bad. You just want to see the lineup kind of turn over a little bit. You got to put the hot bat towards the top. That's my opinion.
Well, George, he has told you what he would change. George he says, Randy, the Diamondbacks are 4 games below 500 and in 4th place in the NL West.
They are 4 games out of 500, and they are in 4th place of the NL West, but that's not a big deal. Remember last year, Big George, this team was sinking fast after the All-Star break, and they flipped a switch and came up through the wild card program, and guess what? They ended up in the World Series. So I'm not worried about the Diamondbacks. I'm not worried about them right now. They're 22-26. They don't even have their starting rotation. They haven't had a fully realized starting rotation yet this year. So you got to get Merrill Kelly back. You got to get him healthy. You've got to get Rodriguez in there. You got to get him healthy. You got to get this rotation working and going out there every 5th day and delivering some good pitches, some good games. Montgomery's got to get out there and get into his rhythm, and then you got to get Fott to do his thing in the 4 or 5 spot. This team is not fully realized. You got to get through the struggles. It's a long season, and I say I'm not worried about these guys. 4 games below 500, please give me a break. It's going to be okay. Everybody, just try to look at the positives. Don't focus on the negatives.
Should they do what the Twins have done, and that is now, of course, remember. The Twins have lost 7 in a row. And before that, they'd won 17 of 20. So something got messed up. And so what the Twins have done is they've had a players only meeting. Should they should the Diamondbacks have a players only meeting?
I don't know if you need to have a players only meeting. It's not like they're playing bad baseball right now. It's not like they look like the Keystone Cops out there. They're only a game behind the Giants in 3rd place for the National League West. And they're only 2 games out of the 2nd place spot behind the Padres. They're 4 of 6 in their last 10. And this is a team that's not very good because of their pitching staff. I don't think they need to do that. I think they understand where they're at. Everybody is still grinding away. They're still getting hits when they can. I just think they need to step up their offense a bit, maybe shuffle the lineup. And you just gotta kind of hold still until you can get some of this pitching staff realized. Remember, the Tigers put a pretty good beating on Zach Gallen last week. He's going to want to come out and he's going to want to prove something on his next start, which is I think here not tonight. I think it's tomorrow night against the Dodgers. We'll have to wait and see how he responds.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing that. But listen, we've tried players only meetings, and all that happens when we all get together for that sort of thing is it becomes a drunken bitchy mess.
Yeah, well, we just drink a lot of whiskey in Jeffrey's office, so
no good ever comes from it.
No.
But I enjoyed it. Anyway, so here goes. Here's hoping. Diamondbacks tonight, 7:00.
By the way, Keon, congratulations on your Nationals. You guys are only 4 below 500, and you're in 3rd place in the East.
Yeah, never saw that coming, and just beat the Twins to death yesterday. Put like 12 runs on them.
There you go, man.
So trailing today, so hopefully they can get things turned around. But yeah, no, it's been a surprising start to the season, and I'm having fun.
So I have to go get something real fast.
All right.
So it's baseball related, but I'll be right back. Hold on.
You have to get something that's baseball related. All right. So, Keon, you're the general manager. You're Mike Hazen of the Diamondbacks. You saw what this bullpen is capable of. You've seen what the Diamondbacks have been struggling with. What do? Do you change up the pitching rotation? Do you bring up somebody from the minor leagues and let him take a few hacks and give maybe Corbin Carroll a day off or two? Do you send Corbin Carroll down to the minors?
I mean, I'd give Corbin Carroll some time, but I don't think you need to send him down to the minors, really. But yeah, I think you can experiment with calling a guy up from the minors.
Are you talking about what happened in college when we were experimenting, Randy?
No, I wasn't. You weren't going to bring that up.
Sorry, I just put my headphones back on.
Yeah,
No.
but why would I be talking about?
What were
I-
you experimenting with? Who were you? Experimenting
I was
with?
saying
I was
they
asking Keon if he was the general manager. How would he change things up with the Diamondbacks?
So I thought this was like a
No.
truth or dare question. Sorry.
No. We're not playing spin the bottle again, Jeffrey. Shh. Go ahead, Keon.
Yeah, just I do think that the team could probably stand to just be a little deeper. So see what you have in the minor leagues, and give some guys a shot. If you have somebody who's capable of hitting the ball, capable of getting on base, you might have something there. And if not, well, no harm, no
It
foul.
might give the team a spark too.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's happened before.
Good point, Hefty Lefty. Hefty Lefty is on the text line, 888-368-1580. He says, experimenting with minors, more of a Josh Giddey territory.
No, we're
You
talking
really
about.
got to be careful with this.
We're talking about guys in the lesser leagues than Major League Baseball, not children.
I said bringing somebody up from the minors, not a minor.
Isn't that what Leonardo DiCaprio calls that?
No striking chords over here.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
So Sunday, the Toronto Blue Jays were playing a game, and this gal, she got struck in the face with a 110-mile-an-hour foul ball.
Okay.
Bam! Right off the bat of Bo Bichette. Bichette.
Yeah.
And her name was Lizzie McGuire. I bleep you not.
No kidding. Did she grab a hatchet or?
But she gets a salute because she took it right to the face. Bam! 110 miles an hour and stayed for the remainder of the game.
Good for her.
Eyes swollen shut.
Wow.
Yeah, well, so here's what Topps, the trading card company, they were so impressed with her that they have created a card, and this is the look at that.
Oh, look, that's it. Oh, wow.
Her standing outside of the stadium in the concourse with her head swollen up like a Klingon from Star
Oh,
Trek.
yeah.
Just this giant grapefruit-sized thing. Her entire side of her forehead is swollen up, and just look at that. She's like, "I'm staying for the game."
And
so
she was
good. I don't know what she was doing to get hit. If she was on her phone, well, she had it coming.
Well, if it's 110 miles an hour, like you might just not be able to react in time.
Yeah, fair enough. But if she's on her phone,
Yeah, but it didn't see. Well, you don't have to be on your phone for 110 miles an hour.
I'm
to
just
catch it
saying,
clean.
Keon, if she was on her phone.
But
she's
gets on her
not,
quick.
then fine.
It got on her quick. Yeah.
But either way,
you don't know.
She well, because I saw some of her posts on Twitter. It did not seem like that's.
Did you see the video of the actual clunk on the noggin?
No.
Has anybody seen the clunk? Was she sitting there on the phone, or was she just,
I have not seen the clunk, but
110
good for Lizzie
miles an hour.
McGuire.
But,
Good for her.
But either
Wow.
way, she was upset because she didn't get the ball.
Yeah. The next day, she posted up this photograph. The swelling went down, but look at that
wow.
shiner.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know what? I stayed for the whole game. I didn't get the ball. I didn't get it. A little something for the effort here, guys. And so
I hope they get her a
Man,
Bo
the Blue
Bichette
Jays,
ball.
Blue Jays got to do something. But Bo Bichette should be sending her like a prize basket, a jersey, a bat, some batting gloves, a ball, something. Good
Look at that.
night.
Look at that before and after.
Because I'm telling
Wow.
you,
Look at her.
I get caught clean at 110 miles an hour. I am going home. I'm just
Wow.
The experience has officially been ruined for the day.
See, I thought
I
Major
hope
League
they
Baseball,
gave her some ice.
I thought Major League Baseball was putting nets up all up and down the foul lines.
Well, this is in Canada.
They've talked about it.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
I don't think every stadium has nets.
Oh, okay. All right.
Some of them have nets. They don't all have nets.
She's a trooper right there. That should be man of the day right there.
Yeah.
She took one in the noggin at
listen.
110.
Like
Wow.
the beekeeper in Phoenix, this gal up there in Toronto got her own. It's an official trading card, and
That's
what they
kinda
did, they printed off 110 copies, and they sent them to her so she could have it for her and her friends.
Oh man, good for them. Good for Tops. Good for them. That's great.
That looks like it really hurts.
Oh, no
Yeah.
kidding. It
What I
does.
don't
yeah.
understand is how this swelling on her forehead became a black eye,
Well, I mean,
like this.
I'm not a
That's
doctor,
odd.
but good night. Look where the ball hit her just above the eye socket there.
And
I'm surprised she doesn't have a fractured eye socket or a fractured skull.
there's a bunch of small capillaries around your eye that they don't have to be hit directly to break.
Just
and at
the
that point,
swelling around the orbital bone
Yeah.
is enough to do it.
See, Jeffrey, I knew Keanu was a doctor. I knew it.
well, both my parents
knew
were nurses. I myself
See?
am not a doctor.
See,
I
knew it. I
I've
knew
never,
it, Jeffrey.
I've never taken any medical courses. I took high school biology.
So
and that's
ice,
it. That
just ice. That's all
Wow.
you can do there, right? Just ice.
Man, that is a baseball fan right there.
yeah.
Good for you, Lizzie McGuire. Good for
Ice
you.
and aspirin.
Yeah.
Ham Sandwich says, I know a girl that got hit in the face, with a foul ball, and she had to have complete facial reconstruction surgery.
Yeah.
Lizzie McGuire there must have face bones of steel.
You know, if she's got like today, I bet she's probably got some laces where the ball hit her. I mean, if she got the laces on there, that's even better.
Oh yeah, like the
Yeah,
imprint.
Yeah, where the laces got her. Yeah.
Didn't look like it. I didn't see it. Didn't see it in the picture.
Those are the best, man. You get those kind of bruises? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Happy Lefty says Snow White also experimented with minors. 7 of them.
Not those kind of minors.
He's not wrong.
That's minor ER.
He's not wrong.
ER.
Ringless Joe says the Nuggets ran into their arch nemesis, a team with 50 plus regular season wins. The one wall they can't overcome.
Really? Interesting. Interesting.
Feel like that text would have been better yesterday.
Yeah.
Or we've moved on, Joe.
Or yeah,
we've moved on.
Yesterday. Yeah.
So Bryce Harper.
What about Bryce Harper
of the Philadelphia Phillies?
Yep.
He did this kid a solid. But the story's weird. So this kid was wanting to ask his gal to the prom, senior Jake Portello, and he decided, he's like, I want him to help me ask. And so he's like, well, how do I'm just going to his house. So he drove up to his house, knocked on his door. Bryce Harper answered the door and said, hey, maybe here, could you? And then told him how maybe he could help him. And Bryce Harper's like, yeah, why don't you give me your email and we'll sort this out. We'll plan it out. And he's like, I don't think you'll ever answer. He says, how about we do this now, Bryce Harper? And Bryce Harper says, I'll get my keys. And then they drove over and I asked the girl out to the prom with Bryce Harper.
No kidding. Good for him.
Maybe he's just worried about having his house toilet papered.
Maybe.
Well,
Also,
he could be.
I mean,
guess.
I don't know where Bryce Harper lives, but he's very wealthy. I imagine he lives in a gated community. So the only way to get to his house is if you also live in said gated community.
I'm not answering the door. I'm not famous. I don't answer the door. If that ding dong and I look through the camera and I don't know you, we're not home. I'm not even going to be like, go away. I'm not even responding. I just, they'll tire themselves out. You know what I hate with the video doorbell? People will come up and ring the doorbell and step back out of the way so you can't see them. I mean, that's shady. That's pretty
very
shady stuff.
Yeah.
I'll never answer the door when people do that. I can talk to you through the doorbell too. I haven't done it yet.
You know, I have that feature on my house now as well. And so we had a neighbor that came over to bring some produce from her garden over to Miss Kim. And the funny thing was she was leaving a message on my doorbell camera when I opened the door. God bless her. I think I scared her.
Does your doorbell take messages?
Oh yeah. It's two-way,
Yeah.
and you can talk to it. And when I see the clip, then I can hear what you said.
Mhm.
So
yeah, mine does the same thing. You can hear stuff, but
So it's like bing boom. Oh hey, I see you're not home. I was just coming over and I opened the door and I said hey, and she said, oh hey, I was bringing these tomatoes over from my garden. Oh okay, yeah.
can you program your doorbell to make the sounds you want? Because I want it to be go away. That's what I want to have happen.
Not sure if I could do that or not.
Hit the button. Just
You're the
be what I
computer
want.
genius. Maybe we can do that.
I'm going to do something like that. The Tom says this McGuire gal must be from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. They grow up tough there. Could
well,
be.
she was in Toronto for the game, so.
And in the picture with her swollen eye shut, she was still watching the Blue Jays. So I assume
Blue
that she's
Jays.
from
That was a
Canada.
replay, I think.
Yeah. Bichette was up to bat, as a matter of fact.
I think what it was is she was
trying to find the
She
video.
paused it on her getting clocked. So she was just trying to get she was pulling a Berg where Berg gets on there and is like, hey, give me some stuff. And then people give him stuff. Berg's really good at that. Hey,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
give me some stuff. And then people just give him stuff.
If you can make it work.
And he enters contests like nobody's business. And
He
wins.
wins all the time. Yeah.
That's the crazy part. He's got good luck.
Yeah.
He does.
Well, I mean, except for the brain cancer thing.
Outside of the brain tumor,
Yeah.
he's got amazing
Well,
luck.
You didn't have to bring that up, but sure.
He does all the time. So
Also true. I
he's
guess.
trying to help the cause. He's trying to help others. So he brings it up all the time.
Yeah.
Just saying. Mormon guy says, I'm kind of glad I'm not a missionary these days because we didn't have to worry about video camera doorbells when I went on my mission in the early 2000s in Germany. Those video doorbells are a Mormon missionary's worst nightmare. What? Because we see you coming and don't answer? Well, you really rather, it's like, man, we're doing a hard sell and we want to talk to the people who don't want to talk to us. I figured you'd probably like it the other way. Like, cool. Now we don't have an awkward moment ahead of us. That's nice. Just saying. Got to take a break. We come back. More baseball stuff, more basketball stuff, more every stuff. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harmon Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harmon Solar Podcast at harmonsolar.com.
AZ Preps 365, your source for all the news, info, highlights, and more. Athlete news and interviews. Talk with coaches. Keep you up to date with the changes, moves, upcoming events, and more. AZ Preps 365, Arizona's ultimate prep sports show. If you miss a minute, you miss a lot. AZ Preps 365, Saturday mornings 8 till 10 on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every goal, every game, every point, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a game-winning goal in the final seconds of overtime or a shot on goal in the first period, whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
Don't be fooled by the people you meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but anyone who tries to sell you pills is nothing more than a drug dealer. And if you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Know the truth about fentanyl at learnmoreaz.org. Don't be fooled. Don't be faked out. Visit learnmoreaz.org. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
With the first pick. Now that the draft is in the books, it's that time of the season when the team gets together, to get acquainted. Summer means mini camp, OTAs, then pre-season. Keep yourself tuned to the station with all the insight, updates, and breaking news you need to know about the NFL offseason. If it's the NFL, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com. Skibbity-wop-pop-pop. Skibbity-wop-pop-pop-pop. Skibbity-wop-pop-pop-pop-pop-pop.
Dave Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. All right, so we all love memorabilia. We do like it. We just can't believe how much sometimes they charge for
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And how much people spend on things. It just doesn't make sense. But this makes sense that you would want. Not sure the price point is going to make sense. Let me explain to you, Lucy. So Babe Ruth, remember when Babe Ruth, he walked out there and he's like, yeah, I'm going to hit a home run over there. And he pointed that the way he calls his shot. Well, in 1932 World Series, when he came out there, calls his shot. Well, the jersey he was wearing in Game 3 of that World Series is going up for auction in August. And Heritage Auctions thinks could go up to $30 million.
Whoa.
Now, this jersey last sold for $940,000. I feel like Heritage Auctions is like, I think it go for $30 million, hoping that people go, I'm gonna go ahead and bid $30 million.
Well,
you know,
the
they're
thing is-
trying to make money here. They're getting a commission.
Yeah. But the people who have been buying memorabilia lately have been spending more money than I can ever remember. So
Cancer has been cured, as along with AIDS and all sorts of childhood diseases. So you're right. Nothing you could do to help the homeless or the hungry or anything like that. You should buy a baseball card.
is that really your concern if you have $30 million that you think you want to buy, you want to spend on this? Were you ever thinking about those things? Even if you weren't spending it on this, you weren't thinking about all of the causes. You would, but we're not talking about you. We're talking about the people who spend $30 million on baseball cards. If those people are already not thinking about children with diseases and the hungry.
I'm just going to hope whoever does buy this has already given a whole lot more to help the cause, if you know what I mean.
Mhm.
But $30 million for just this jersey. Now, this is an epic jersey. Then this is a piece of memorabilia that I kind of understand. Part of me understands. The other part of me says, it'd been more impressive if everybody else had been allowed to play at the time. But for what it's worth, that is just an epic baseball moment. Guy comes out there, calls his shot, makes it happen. It's a legend. It's legendary. Of course you'd want that.
Yeah. And there are people with enough money that like that's not even a waste to them because they don't even feel it.
Of course, Cubs fans, they don't want this.
Well,
because that happened against them.
But even then, if you're a fan of the game or a fan of the history of the game, I don't think that the fact that it happened against your team is going to stop you from getting it. It did happen most likely before you were alive. So,
So let's say I'm sitting on a pile of even more money, and you think about the $12.6 million for the Mickey Mantle card. You think about the $10 million for the Michael Jordan jersey from Game 1 of the '98 Finals. You're like, okay, so how much money do I have to be where I'd be like, 30 million? It's mine. I just don't know if I could ever.
You'd have to be
bring myself
a
to that.
multi-millionaire, close to billionaire.
All right, so let's say I'm a billionaire. I still feel gross.
Most
Spending $30 million for something like that.
Most billionaires do not have your conscience. That's how they got to be billionaires. Many of them, if they didn't inherit the money.
So you have to have a conscience.
Yeah, because you got to step on a lot of people to get to $1 billion.
Sucks having a conscience. That said, if you have the money, you've earned the money, it's your money, you do what you want. And if you end up going and getting this thing, fine. But I'm going to look at you funny.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a look like, oh, okay.
Really? No, I mean, like it's, to me, you bought a piece of history, which I wouldn't spend that amount of money on it, but I can understand it. The guy that spent $1 million the other day on that Lionel Messi napkin,
stupid as hell.
That has to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Unless you're looking to clone him.
It's the napkin that he signed with the intent to sign with FC Barcelona or Barcelona FC is just ridiculous on its face. Just $1 million. And the guy that won the auction was like, I can't believe I have the Messi napkin. You sound insane.
You know what? I've got a messy napkin right here. Wiggy my piggy says $30 million for his jersey. How much for the pants, the shoes, and the boxers? That's a good point. I want the whole uniform. But here's the thing: a lot of that stuff's been lost to history. The fact this jersey still exists almost 100 years later is actually kind of impressive. That it's been preserved.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Big George says, Keon, if you win the $1 billion lottery jackpots, well, first off, we'll never see him again. He says, no, if you win the $1 billion lottery jackpot, I don't think that person stepped on a lot of people to become a billionaire. Just got lucky.
Yeah, that's I'm talking about most billionaires, George, not the one guy that wins the jackpot, because that's not representative of billionaires. That's just a guy. I'm talking about the group of people who perpetually make money every day. Those people. I'm not talking about the Powerball guy.
Wait, I make money every day.
Yeah, but they wake up and make money as opposed to we work.
We wake up and make money.
Yeah.
You make money regardless of whether or not you work.
Yeah, yes. I do. I mean, that just means that I'm I'm spending company time screwing around.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet you let enough things fall by the wayside. You don't wake up and make money every day.
Well, you got to be
at some point. One of those days, you're not making money
of screwing off on the company time. It's an art form.
If you're Elon Musk, you don't have to do anything anymore. You do because you want to, but you don't have to.
You find the places where people don't go much, and you sort of slip there and find yourself a little break time nobody knows about. Develop an overactive bowel, and now you get more breaks that way. And yeah, you just got to be smart. You want to play the system. You know what I'm saying? You want to game this thing.
Now when you got a salary, that's one thing. When you work hourly, you play the game a little different.
As long as they don't make you clock out for that, then just you find your hiding places. I'm just saying.
Hey, and this from our boss, Keon.
Yeah, I know. But this is the thing: is like I can't agree with you.
He knows. He can't agree with me. He also knows there's nowhere he can hide. Last Optimist says gated communities often have easy to remember gate codes for utility workers. Things like 0808, 0502, 1519.
I don't know that it's likely that a high schooler had that gate code, though.
I don't know. You're probably right. Some rich kid, right?
Yeah, that's why I think it's the most likely. It's not that anybody can't. It's that a kid was the one that came in.
Hefty Lefty wants to know about the gal who got knocked on the noggin with the baseball. Was she attractive? If so, she was probably from Sudbury. There are an impossible amount of good-looking women in Sudbury. I couldn't tell if she was attracted because she had a giant bump on her head.
Yeah, and then the next picture,
baseball-sized welt on her skull.
Her eye was black and swollen shut. So,
and she's got a concussion for sure.
Yeah.
That is just gnarly. Ringless Joe says 1991. Since 1991, every team that has won the NBA Finals has had on their team either the MVP, the Finals MVP, or the Defensive Player of the Year. Well, Finals MVP is always on that team.
They rarely give the Finals MVP to a losing player. And I don't know. I can't remember. Was it Jerry West? Was like the last guy? It was a long time ago.
To which point? Which point, Joy? Hey, Joe?
So once you included Finals MVP in that, it's just like, well, obviously, every Finals MVP is the winner.
Mm-hmm.
How it goes there.
So Randy, what piece of memorabilia would you like if price wasn't an option? You could just have it. What would you like? Because if I win the lottery, this could be my Christmas shopping list.
I would like Al Unser Jr.'s Valvoline car that he won the Indy 500 with.
Is it out there?
Yeah, it should be. Mm-hmm.
All right. How about you, Keon?
Michael Jordan's first jersey as a Wizard.
Michael Jordan's first jersey as a Wizard.
Yeah.
That is horrible. I mean, I could get that for like $83. I could do that for you right now.
I don't know that that's an $83 thing, but you know,
how much is it?
I don't know what it is. I don't keep track of it because I don't think I have the money for anything like that, so I don't ever worry about it. But to me, that was an important game because that was huge just because that got me into basketball. Michael Jordan being a Wizard, and I watched his 50-point game when he was a Wizard. That was incredible. That's how I got stuck being a Wizards fan, and those are still good memories to me.
I would want 4 signed helmets. Signed helmet, Johnny Unitas. Of course, he's not alive to sign it anymore. So if there's one that exists, I would want it. Signed helmet from Peyton Manning. Okay. The 2 best Colts quarterbacks ever. Signed helmet, Kurt Warner, Rams. Signed helmet, Kurt Warner, Cardinals. I just want those 4 helmets.
That's cool.
Yeah, maybe not the Cardinals one. He didn't win that one. He didn't win the Super Bowl with that.
Is it only Super Bowl winners allowed?
Well, no. I mean, no. That's a good point. Johnny Unitas won one for the Colts, didn't he? And Peyton Manning won one for the Colts. And then Kurt Warner won one for the Rams. So yeah, that'd be enough. That'd be enough. Sorry, Randy.
I was just I was trying to lightly tread around it, and then you just.
Mm-hmm. No, I just sort of figured it out right there.
Yeah.
So, don't think there's any need for any Cardinals stuff. Although I did say this, somebody on Twitter asked if your team disappeared, what team would you follow? And I said the Cardinals because they're, I live here. That's why. If I wasn't already a Colts fan, I'd be following the Cardinals. So at least I did pick the Cardinals.
Well, yeah.
And nobody could call me a bandwagon fan then. That's for damn sure.
True. It's true. Yeah.
I technically couldn't call you a bandwagon fan now.
True.
Yeah. I've been hanging in there with these Colts. I met an actual other Colt fan the other day.
No,
I was shocked. I walk in the room and there's a guy wearing a black Colts hat. I was like, what? He does not agree with me that the Colts are going to have a 10-game plus season. He thinks it's going to be more like 7 or 8.
Oh, okay.
Shocked.
Yeah.
Shocked. But you know what? As a self-hating Colts fan, I understand. I understood where this dude was coming from. Nobody seems to agree with me that the Cardinals are going to have a 10 plus. Well, okay, we said 8 wins, possibility of a couple more. People don't agree with that either. So all this optimism.
I mean, I agree with you. You know that.
I mean, you picking during the off season is like that. You're using the information that you have at the time.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying. So go Cardinals. That's from a buddy right there.
There we go.
But really go Colts, and the rest of you can just burn in hell. All right, we got to take a break, and when we come back, let's see. Other things. Enough of this. Let's get to that. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Chris Christopherson. Before they were legends, they were lost souls looking for their sound. I want to be a songwriter.
No, Willie, you are a songwriter.
Discover
like
the
some
true,
audible
untold story
drama
of Sue
thing.
Brewer, the extraordinary woman behind outlaw country music, starring Mandy Moore and featuring T.J. Osborne.
They call it the Boar's Nest. It's just my apartment, but you never know who'll show up.
In a new scripted Audible original.
Any advice?
Yeah, distill something whiskey can't.
The Boar's Nest, Sue Brewer and the birth of outlaw country music. Listen on Audible.
Hey, everybody, it's Mark Asher with Josh Garcia of the Miracle Mile Deli. Josh, I want to thank you and your family for making such a huge difference over the last 75 years in the restaurant business in Arizona.
Thank you, Mark. It's been a privilege and an honor to serve generations of families like yours in the Valley over the last 7 decades, and we are extremely grateful to be celebrating our 75th anniversary in 2024 with a variety of different specials. So come on down to our Phoenix location at 16th Street in Campbell with your family and friends and celebrate with us. For more information, visit miraclemiledeli.com.
What's wrong? My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card?
Uh-huh.
Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase, Really? Yep. And you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every basket, every game, every point, every play, from the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a three-pointer at the buzzer to tie the game, or a player goes 2 for 2 at the foul line. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
When life gets overwhelming, but you just don't feel like talking, help is only a text away. Trained and caring crisis specialists are available by text 24/7 to assist with suicidal thoughts, substance use issues, depression, anxiety, and more. You are never alone. When you need help, please text HOPE to 4HOPE. From anywhere in Arizona, text the word HOPE to 44673. This message is sponsored by Solari Crisis and Human Services.
Hey, everybody, it's Mark Asher with Josh Garcia of the Miracle Mile Deli. Josh, I want to thank you and your family for making such a huge difference over the last 75 years in the restaurant business in Arizona.
Thank you, Mark. It's been a privilege and an honor to serve generations of families like yours in the Valley over the last 7 decades, and we are extremely grateful to be celebrating our 75th anniversary in 2024 with a variety of different specials. So come on down to our Phoenix location at 16th Street in Campbell with your family and friends and celebrate with us. For more information, visit miraclemiledeli.com.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Live and local.
Smitty Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Big George wants to know if I have any interest in this Mandy Moore movie called The Boar's Nest about the birth of outlaw country. I've heard that commercial 15 times now. It's growing on me, he says. To answer your question, during the break, I was just asking Keon, what the heck was that? But I didn't use the word heck. So, no. 0% chance that I'm interested in that movie.
I don't think it's a movie. I think it's an Audible original drama thing.
Like a book?
Yeah. But with voice actors and
it makes sense
stuff.
Because people who would like that generally can't read. So that makes all the sense in the world. Yeehaw, I'm gonna find out about this outlaw country, and I don't even have to. It's like TV without pictures. I can drive around and listen to it.
I mean,
it's like,
does it come in 8-track?
Good God, it better. If it ain't an 8-track, it ain't in my car. Woo!
You download it. So,
hey, I got big news.
What's
Big
the
news
news?
just broke a little bit ago.
You have big news that you're breaking right now on the Daily Bible.
Well, I'm not breaking it,
Ready.
but
Yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
tell it to you. I saw Craig Fouie. He posted this of somebody else posting this, so who knows how old this is because you know how old he is.
Right.
Anyway, so the big news is NFL plans to trial an electronic system for measuring first downs during preseason games. If the trial is successful and everybody says that's great, the tracking system will be fully implemented for this upcoming season.
And there you go. Big news from
Yeah.
Jeffrey O'Brien.
And they're doing exactly what I said they would do. Traditional sticks and chain method will still be used as a backup. So in case it goes goofy.
yeah, it's nice to have a backup, but that can't be the only way you measure first downs. Literally, ever since I was a kid, all I've heard about the game of football is that it's a game of inches.
Well,
and then you're measuring the inches by 10 yards of chain link. It's not precise at all.
I think we need to get rid of the chain links. And I think what we need to do is use the chips in the ball. And if that fails, use the cameras. Now, I know at the different angles and stuff, measurements are going to be a little misleading, but I got to think there's a computer program that can compensate for that. And if you knew where the original marking was, you could make a determination with the computer program, accounting for the angle and the listen, it's not hard to sort out with the computers. So let the cameras be the judge if the ball can't be, and let's get rid of those damn chains. Let's get rid of those sticks. We don't need them.
I think that has to be more accurate than the chain link too.
Unless the players are like, well, it kind of helps to see the dude over there and I see where I've got to go. I can't see with the ball steves, and it has to be marked at least for reference, right?
Yeah,
so
but
maybe they do need the chain gang for that. Maybe not chain, but a guy standing there with
just
a stick.
the one guy with it wouldn't be too bad at all.
Like the line of scrimmage guy, and then so nobody's losing their jobs. We're just getting rid of the chain aspect of it. How's that?
Makes sense.
The chain aspect.
Yeah. Well, we get to see it in preseason and maybe this upcoming season. So that's
why we
cool,
can't
man.
use the two sticks with like a laser in between the two.
Because you'd be blinding people standing on the sidelines on a regular basis.
They use lasers in concerts all the time. They could use lasers to measure.
He's probably going to blind a guy. That's all I'm saying.
Come on.
Probably blind a guy.
Lasers.
Cards Chappie says, will the new first down tracker, chip in the ball thing, will they have a yellow line overlay the announcers will use to tell us is not precise? Well, as always, the yellow line is not official. So
it's better than it used to be. Because I remember when they first had it, and every now and then you'd be like, oh, first down. Oh, no, it's not close. Never mind.
With any technology on television, takes a minute. This technology, if implemented correctly, should be great.
See, I think I'd like to nominate Jeffrey O'Brien as the official first down czar for the NFL.
What you mean, like if some controversy happens, I take a look at it and I just say,
that too. But I mean, to oversee the operation and implementation
I don't have
of
time for that nonsense, Randy.
What's needed? Well, it pays like $1 million a year.
I got time for that, Randy.
All right, so there it is. Anybody else in favor of Jeffrey O'Brien, first down czar of the NFL? Everybody in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Yeah, you didn't second the motion though.
Thanks
anybody?
A lot, Keon. What?
Well, Keon could have seconded the motion, but you had to go right to the vote because he wasn't going to second the motion. I think maybe because he wasn't paying attention.
No, I was paying attention. I just thought we were going to go to the vote.
Don't you know you have to second the motion?
You got to second the motion, but you didn't. You just went right to the vote. So
okay. Well, to be fair, I don't live in a world where
I just want you to know this has been noticed.
How this all works here.
It's been noted.
The number of board meetings I've ever been in my life.
It's been a rough day for you, Keon.
Not very No, my day's going all right.
Point of order. That's another meeting thing. Point of order.
Yeah.
Random texter says, I second the motion. Thank you. That's all I needed. Wilbur says, I'd like to nominate Jeffrey as a yardstick since he's scrawny and skinny like one. Wilbur, you and I have met in person. You put your arm around me for a picture. I'm not scrawny or skinny. I used to be. I am no longer. That is just, he did comment on my height. I don't know how you could tell. He's like, you don't seem as tall as I thought you'd be. I'm like, yeah, I shrunk a couple inches. Still taller than you, Mr. Wilbur. Hefty Lefty says, Keon just spit on Robert's Rules of Order right there. I know, man.
Whose rules?
Robert's Rules of Orders. It's look it up. Look it on the Google Robert's Rules of Orders.
My point
is the book that is the gold standard of how to conduct a meeting in business.
When have I ever needed to know that?
Wow.
Right now.
Okay, but I can't spit on the rules of somebody whose rules I was not aware existed.
Hefty Lefty says, guy just want to watch the world burn. I guess so.
Oh, no, I wish I could have done it on purpose and been obtuse about it, but I didn't. I just didn't know the rules.
You should Google Robert's Rules of Orders, and then you'll see.
Okay, so I can ignore them on purpose next time, as opposed to incidentally.
Yeah. Waldo says nobody likes Robert's Rules of Order. I don't even think Robert liked it. And yes, I'll second the motion. Thank you, Waldo.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, man.
Aye.
Tiny letters in that
vote
book.
on?
Aye.
What did we
You
vote
being
on?
the first down czar.
Oh, I can't vote. I must
All in favor?
abstain.
Aye.
Aye. No, man. The text of
Motion
this
has
book is
been
tiny. I ain't reading all that.
Motion carries. Aye.
Are you trying to read the whole thing right now?
No,
Keon?
I wasn't trying to read the whole thing. I was just trying to see how big a book was it.
There's a lot to it.
There's a lot to it. Then
You can get it in paperback though.
I will. Sure.
You should get it in genuine leather, though.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That is a baller
It's
move.
all my
You whip that
saying
out.
is,
Yeah.
It's
Flopping
206
down.
pages and it has very tiny text. It's unlikely that I'll get to it.
And
Let's
then
be honest.
carry a monocle.
Yeah.
That's actually a magnifying glass. Carry a monocle with you.
Say,
You're gonna have to.
"Fellas, excuse me while I whip this out. Boom. And put the thing right there on the counter.
Mm.
The book.
Well, of course.
Anyways.
Ooh.
Hey, I miss the Dateline show. What was the guy's name that would come walking out from behind the fridge and say, "Hey, let's have
Chris
a sweet."
Hansen.
Chris Hansen. Austin Maddox, former Red Sox pitcher, had a Chris Hansen moment.
Chris Hansen.
He didn't even get to sit at the counter and have a cookie. He got his ass taken down in the front yard. So I guess this creep, he played 13 games in his career in the bigs, and after that it was all not bigs. But I guess he showed up at a house thinking he'd been texting with a 14-year-old. I don't know much more than that, but shows up like, "Hey, all right," goes up to the door, ding, it goes inside and is immediately met with cops. And then he tried to get outside, and then they just took his ass down to the ground and beat the hell out of him.
Somebody said the cops ran Engage 8 on him, which is the blitz in Madden where you bring everybody from every direction.
I saw, having seen the video, that is correct.
He ran Engage 8 on that guy and just got his ass on the ground.
Immediately tackled, put into the dirt in the ground. It was not even good grass.
You had the edge rushers covered from here. You had the linebackers going up the middle.
It was bad. It was good bad. Because, dude thinks he's showing up to rape a 14-year-old. Yeah, I hope he gets his ass hurt. And in his mugshot, I'm going to tell you, there was some swelling. Not like the girl who got hit in the head with the 110 mile an hour, but you could tell he took a beating. And so he was, bond was set at $300,000. I hope he rots in hell, basically, for that. So, yeah, he thought, underage girls. And he showed up there. Oh my God.
All right. See you never. I hope you stay in the jail.
Yep. And I hope they do unto you what you wanted to do unto her. Although her turned out to be a detective. So well done. Well done.
My guess is you wouldn't have done
Jacksonville Sheriff's
yeah.
Office.
Yeah. Good stuff.
They called it Operation Valiant Nights. 27 men got taken down thinking they were communicating with underage girls, showed up for a little something, and I hope they all got their asses kicked.
Yeah.
That's what I hope for. Brunswick guy says, Keon, you're using fancy words there.
I don't know which ones.
I think he's talking about obtuse.
Yes.
Is that fancy? That's
that's
like
for this
fourth
show,
grade
that's
geometry,
fancy.
man. Like,
man, if you've seen Shawshank Redemption, that's the word that got him in the most trouble. Andy Dufresne, when he was like, "I think you're being obtuse," and the warden lost his mind. That was a turning point in the movie. The one word, obtuse.
I like the word though.
Brunswick guy says, this show's sounding more and more like the CBC every day. All we need is for you to speak in French next. My wife wants us to learn French together.
A little Quebecois.
You just call me?
A native of Quebec.
After he left, he says, Corinthian leather. Corinth is famous for their leather.
So we've heard.
Why?
What does that have to do with?
I don't know why he's quoting Ricardo Montalban. Ricardo Montalban.
Hey, remember Jane Rashada?
Yes.
Yeah.
Used to be at ASU there.
Yes.
Now
before that, he was at Florida.
When he goes to Georgia, Jane went down to Georgia and he had some NIL to get. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. But so he was supposed to get like $13.85 million in NIL, he didn't get it. So now he's suing Coach Billy Napier and some other people. This is a first. I feel like this is a first. So the coach is getting sued because the NIL deal fell through.
My guess is promises were made.
Now you know why Saban got out.
Well, that's the thing is, like, maybe that's why those guys got out. But don't promise. And coaches like to lie. Coaches will tell kids, "I'll give you playing time. I'll give you da-da," and then they get there and you don't get it. But when you start dealing with actual money and you start lying about that stuff, that's not good.
Enjoy your retirement, Nick Saban.
That is morally wrong. You can't promise somebody something that you literally never intended for them to get or had no control over them actually getting.
This right here, this is going to get interesting. This is precedent-setting sort of lawsuit. I'm actually looking forward to it. That's 2 hours down and 1 to go. It's Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Ooh, I'm so ready for this weekend away with my girl.
Hey, hit the road. How about some free gas?
Free gas? How?
Try new Febreze car for some serious freshness, and you can win gas for a full year. Visit Febreze.com to learn more.
Say less.
You may not win, but you're gonna have a fresh smelling whip.
Thanks, DJ Fresh. Now, how about some music?
Hey, yo, this next one goes out to new Febreze car for giving you a chance to win free gas.
La 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 la.
No purchase necessary. Must be 18 to enter in 73124 for rules and how to enter. Visit Febreze.com.
What's wrong?
My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card?
Uh-huh.
Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase.
Really?
Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hi, I'm State School Superintendent Tom Horn. We need to improve students' proficiency in reading and math, which is my highest priority. I'm therefore providing $40 million for free one-on-one tutoring for all public and charter school students from first grade to high school, regardless of their proficiency level. And participating teachers earn money, which they deserve for their work to improve students' learning. Sign up at azed.gov.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Education.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. Did you know that the Lund Mortgage Team was founded back in 1999? That's right, they're celebrating 25 years in existence this year. And you know what you have to do to stay in business that long? You have to be good at what you do. And the Lund Mortgage Team is not just good, they are great. They have helped thousands of people save thousands of dollars over those 25 years here in the Valley of the Sun. They only lend in Arizona. And they're mortgage brokers, which means they can shop your rate around. They're not tied to just one set of rates. Mortgage rates can get crazy. They can get high. They can get low. There's good times to strike and there's times to stay on the sideline. Let the Lund Mortgage Team be your coach, be your team leader when it comes to these huge decisions. Call 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940, or you can always check them out at lundmortgage.com. Great website with all the tools you need. Call them today. They're my great friends, and you'll love them. It's the Lund Mortgage Team.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play, from the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a walk-off grand slam or a base hit to center field. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem or wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K256 Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240 U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender and your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. As we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, going to give you updates on the Pacers-Celtics game as it starts out here on the ESPNs, I think. I think that's where you can watch it with your eyeballs, but in your ear hole, we'll give you the scores as we go occasionally through the show. All right, let's clean up the text line and we can continue. Hefty Lefty, what? Hefty Lefty says he's got that tetanus boner lawyer taking the case. Who? What? Who? Who? You talking about? Huh? I don't know what he's talking about. Officer Friendly says, you know that story about the Jacksonville Sheriff's Department? Child sex predator getting arrested and beaten up does my heart good. How I've often wanted to do that myself, but had to restrain myself. Oh, yeah. See, if I were the cop that came across the child molester, my whole thing would be much like a scene from The Untouchables when Kevin Costner runs the bad guy right off the roof, 20 stories down into a parked car. That'd be that. I can't ever put a badge on me. Can't ever put a badge on me because I fear like, yeah, let's cut the middleman.
Let's cut out the middleman.
Yeah, when it comes to those sorts of things, you touch a woman, you touch a child, I'm going to run you off the roof. That's
And
just
so it should be.
Yeah,
There's nothing to argue about there. I mean,
just saying.
Yeah.
Thundar, the Center Bavarian says, Konnichiwa from Dodgers land, guys. I'd love to see the Diamondbacks overtake them nasty, smelly, stinky Giants. And then he says, go Dodgers.
Well, they're only a game out, I think.
I can't agree with go Dodgers, but thank you for the rest.
You got to find the mutual ground where you've got it. You know.
Yeah. Moist one says, fat. Yep. Fat Brandon is pitching tonight at 7:00 for the.
I believe it's
Diamondbacks.
Brandon Fott.
Whatever. Sluzman says, Jeffrey, what about Reservoir Dog, where he cuts the young cop's ears off? Maybe you could consider doing that. To who?
To the young cop? Why would
Yeah.
you do that to
What are you
a
talking
young
about?
cop?
No. And by the way, that seems like work. I'll just run them off the roof. If you're talking about child molesters. Ringless Joe says, Jeffrey, why do you think the Colts will have a 10-win season? Because 11 would be crazy. Do you really? Nobody wants me to go through
Colts
and explain it to
scheduling.
you. Nobody. No. We did the Cardinals scheduling, and we found that we think the Cardinals are going to have a better season than expected. But if I start doing the Colts one, people are going to start turning off the radios. So if they're going to turn off the radios, I want it to be on my terms. For something I said that I'm like, good, leave. Pierre says, Mr. Jeffrey, if you'd like to learn some French, I'd be more than happy to teach you and your beautiful wife. You stay away from my wife, Pierre. You just stay away from my wife.
Yeah.
Just come here to Montreal. I'll take you both to a nice French dinner, and we will speak the language of God together.
The language of God?
At what point?
I don't think the language of God is French.
So what? Latin would be closer, but then Aramaic might be even closer. French is pretty distant out there as far as languages of God.
Yeah,
Can't
I don't
see that happening.
French would be pretty out there, but like not much more out there if Latin's in the mix, since
Mhm.
French came from Latin as well as Spanish.
It's a love language, but you got to go further back.
But I wouldn't include Latin on account of the Romans spoke it. And the Romans and God's son kind of had a dust up. Did not end well.
So Hebrew, maybe?
Yeah, like Hebrew,
Latin,
Aramaic,
Greek.
Yeah.
Hebrew,
Aramaic.
but not French.
No.
The Lord God Almighty, not that arrogant.
Yeah.
Swazman says, on a sports note, seems like Boston will eventually figure out how to win each 7-game series. My bets are they will eventually be champions. Yeah, it seems to be-
Boston Celtics?
Yeah. Celtics. Ringless Joe says French is more like the language of Satan. Well, so now there's another leap to another direction.
Yeah, well, German would like a
Wow.
CK says fellas, turds, and colds are ass. What? Fellas, turds, and colds are ass. They might get 11 or 12 wins between the both of. He's trying to say the Cardinals and the Colts are ass.
Yeah.
Also,
Lost hope.
ass.
Yeah.
Your face, CK. No, that was
Oh, CK. Oh,
The Wiz says Roman Catholic Church. I wouldn't say that's the language of God because that was much later. Quiet Cannon says the dehydrated Frenchman is way off in his languages. I think he meant something else.
Dehydrated. That's just a very specific insult. I don't even know why that sounds mean, but it does.
I mean, why you want to pick on my friend Pierre? I mean, I like him. I like Pierre. What's wrong with him?
No, I feel like he's hitting on my wife.
No, I don't think that's it at all.
No, the French guys, they'll hit on your wife.
Well, they only behind your back.
Right. No, I'm not going to let that happen. Ringless Joe says the Celtics and choking Tatum are never winning a ring. Get real. They've gone to the ECF 5 times in 7 years, choked every single time. They only made the finals once. From that, only to choke again to the Warriors.
See, I agree with Keon. I think if Boston comes out and relies on the 3-ball exclusively, and that's been their game plan all year, it seems like. If they rely on the 3-ball, I mean, I think Indiana's going to be in this series because Indiana's a pretty damn good defensive team, and they're physical. I don't know that the Celtics are that physical.
Swozman, I don't know what he's saying. He says, my ex-girlfriend that I had a child with worked and built the Dallas Mavericks arena back in the day with Ross Perot Jr. So I have a bit of a loyalty towards the Dallas Mavericks, especially at home. So your girlfriend or ex-girlfriend that you had a child,
your baby mama.
That's what
the child built the arena.
No,
I
I
don't
didn't.
No.
The ex-girlfriend built the arena.
Built the arena. Yeah.
By herself. Or did
I
like
think that's
Ross
what he's
Perot
saying.
hold the
Yeah.
tools?
Probably more in a planning capacity would be my guess, but I
Oh,
don't know.
that
I
is
think
sexist of you. She could swing a hammer, maybe.
She
You don't know.
absolutely got
Well,
out there.
yeah, but usually when you say so
Rosie
and so
the Riveter.
built
Have
an
you ever
arena-
heard of that one?
Saw
Come on.
action
She
there.
knows how to
an
work
arena.
tools.
You're talking about the people higher up in the food chain.
Well,
so not
maybe they're
sexist at
working
all.
up on the metal girders, but I think his girlfriend she could probably build an arena. Sure.
Right, but one builder
I
doesn't
just-
build an entire arena. So
I don't know
usually the
about
credit goes to the person who designed the arena.
Not that big of an arena.
You know,
Maybe she could work a
or it was
jackhammer.
like an overseas
She could
mate-
work
mate.
Swozman. She could work a jackhammer.
Clearly,
maybe
she
she
worked over
could.
Swozman.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about how the credit is usually given in these things.
Swozman says Ross Perot Jr. was the original owner of the Mavericks, and she was the comptroller in charge of the money and the union workers.
That's exactly what I was thinking, right?
But I
Not-
bet she could have swung the
she
hammer.
probably could
Why
have.
not?
I bet she
Why
could
couldn't
work
she?
a shovel.
She
But-
could do
but
some
the-
welding and
the credit
some metal
usually-
Don't
work.
put her in a box, Keon.
The
No,
credit
you
usually
these
does not
days
go
and
to
times,
individual
Keon.
builders.
Boy, you're having a
Yeah.
rough day.
The credit
Jeez.
usually does not go to individual builders.
know,
That's why I
Having a rough
assumed
day.
somebody
she
up
could do
top.
and be anything she wants. She doesn't need you
Absolutely.
telling her what box to be in.
I literally assumed she had a lot of influence and power, and it turns out I was correct. She had a lot of influence and power.
Just because you're
Clearly.
right doesn't mean you're right.
I am 100% correct. This is
Just
why
because you're right
I
doesn't
feel
mean
vindicated in
that
such
you-
things.
You
I
are
don't-
just assuming things about women.
I don't
This,
have to
Probably
assume
showed up
anything.
every day with one of those Marlboro long darts
When you
lid in her
say-
mouth, and she rolled those blueprints out, and she
Mhm.
called the guys together, and she said, "Look, this is what we're going to get done today. All right." And then she rolled them back up, took a big puff, and they got right on the jackhammer and started working.
I bet
She
that
could
that's
work a
probably
10
not
key
what
and
happened.
a drill.
Absolutely.
That's just typically a person does not hold
Chop
both of
saw.
those jobs.
She can run a computer and a chop saw at the same time.
Okay.
Well, this just took a dark turn.
Yeah.
Swozman says, our daughter's name is Gabrielle, and my ex-girlfriend died. So that's why I'm so loyal.
Hmm.
I'm sorry
Hmm.
she died building the arena. I'm
I
so
don't
sorry to hear
think
that.
that that's
Wow.
what happened
Yeah.
at all.
Did she fall
I-
from one of those girders?
Also, I got to ask you, your ex-girlfriend died, is she your ex-girlfriend because she died? Or was she your ex-girlfriend before she died? Because there you just say, I don't know what you say.
Your late girlfriend.
Right. Late, not ex. I don't know.
Former.
No, that just got dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't see that coming.
Wow.
That was a while ago, so I guess is Gabrielle good with tools? She taken after her mom? I don't know.
We don't know that she used tools.
You know what, Keon? A woman can use tools. A woman is capable of using tools.
I am aware of that.
Oh my God, the misogyny coming from you.
The objection was not whether or not a woman could.
And widespread, and now look at what he's doing.
I know what the record shows. You guys can go on what you do there, but I'm just saying.
Do you need some Robitussin? Because I feel like you might have a fever.
No, I'm good. Perfectly fine.
My mom.
I'm talking to some people who apparently can't hear, but I'm good. Yeah.
My mom still carries a big old thing of Robitussin in her purse. Oh God.
My dad was basically like, have some, like we were like, oh, Dad, I'm sick. Have some Robitussin. You don't even know what I have. Is it a cold? Are you sneezing? Have some Robitussin. It was Robitussin was the answer to everything.
Dad, I have cancer. Tussin. Here you go, right there. Just drink it.
Like half of it.
Drink it down.
I swear.
Yeah, like half the bottle, son.
My dad would just to make me drink a cup of coffee. Here, get up and go to school. That'll cure what ails you.
Morticia's man says, "Is this why Keon is single?" Maybe.
Oh yeah.
I'm literally not single. I have a girlfriend.
I can see this. Wow.
I don't know. After she hears this,
we've been dating for 2 years. Well, she
gonna
unlike
have a lot
you
of
two.
explaining to do.
No, because she's not deaf, so she'll be all right.
Man, so now he's discriminating against the deaf, Keon.
See?
Oh my God.
See, Mr. Wilbur, we're sorry.
Sorry
about
Mr. Wilbur's blind. Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Wilbur.
Mr. Wilbur doesn't need you to yell. He can hear.
Poor Wilbur.
Poor Wilbur.
Kyle G says Keon's misogyny is going to be the next show promo. It'll increase listeners as women flood the text line to put him in his place.
Absolutely.
Well, no, because I actually assume that women hear better than all of the men, apparently.
So I'm Tom says, man, Keon's angry. I'm calling Robert Rules of Order right now. It's not a person.
It's not. It's not a hotline you can call. Robert Rules of Order in his handbook that's 206 pages long with letters you can't read because they're tinier than what a microscope would need for you to see them.
Swazman says, my whole point. Now the text line is
now that we're trying to get some clarification, this Swazman's been locked out.
He says, my whole point is the Dallas Mavericks have a chance to win it also. Well,
how did we get to that?
We knew that
through all the
at least a 25% chance.
You still haven't answered all of our questions.
Sad story. I about your former girlfriend and your baby mama.
Don't bring her up and then be like, well, the point is they can win.
Keon's misogyny. I mean,
I'm not
Then
misogynist.
he
It's
was
okay.
taking on Mr. Wilbur and the fact that he's not only blind but deaf.
Mr. Wilbur's not deaf.
Just so sorry that all of this is happening on today's show, ladies and gentlemen.
He's simply not deaf.
It's a Taco Tuesday. It's not supposed to be this dark.
I just. Do you guys do you guys need your hearing checked though? Like that's a real question, like a genuine.
My hearing is 20/20.
That's not how hearing works.
Mine is 20/20 as well.
Okay, so you might actually need it checked because I don't think that's how hearing
that's
is
spot
rated.
on. That's 100% right there.
Okay,
we're hearing
You
all
had
the horribleness coming
20/20,
from you today,
and that's 100% right
You
there.
are hearing horribleness
Boy.
of your own creation.
I just never knew this about Keon Jeffrey.
I just never
and now
said
here comes the denials.
any of the things you guys said. I don't know what to tell you.
This is typical
I'm
Keon.
just what's typical is you're making up words for me, man.
Cardinal Art says, out on the smoker, smoking 2 ribeyes for the wife, burgers, brats, and about 20 pieces of wing on the old smoker. Wait, dude, how many people are eating? That's like
just you and the wife.
Ton of food there.
Good
Says,
night.
walk inside my house for 2 seconds. Guess who? Phoenix Fire said it was a call. It was a call off weed eating, which my neighbor on the next block is doing mowing. But then they smell the food. Here's the show. Ask for a weather forecast from Randy. I can't make this up. I don't understand what you're saying. So Phoenix Fire Department is at your house because they smelled your food, and now they want a weather report from Randy.
You mean the firefighters want a weather report? What are we saying here?
And he says, in Keon, firefighter said, Luca is a hoe. nut. If you know, you know.
We know.
He's a coconut. What? The hell's going on here?
It's a very old joke. Luca's a hoe. That's the point.
Nurse Scratchit says, this show sounds like The View. She's like, is it Friday? It's Tuesday.
Sadly, no.
So you're going to give a weather report or what, Randy?
Well, I mean, I can.
I don't believe there's really firemen there.
Phoenix firefighters are looking for a weather report. Sure.
I don't believe it.
From the Harmon Solar 1580, the Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White reporting 93 currently in the valley under windy conditions. Winds sort of blustery out there right now. Winds out of the, let me see here on the wind gauge, on the west-southwest at 9 miles an hour with gusts up to 15. So make sure you have all your succulents covered out there on this windy day. Currently, the air quality is at 49 and good. Going to be 96 tomorrow, 95 for Thursday. This weekend is 89 on Saturday and 94 on Sunday before we hit the hundreds next week. From the 1580, the Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White. Back to you, Jeff Cope.
I don't feel like succulents are really susceptible to wind.
Oh, no, you have to watch the succulents. You've got to really take care of your succulents.
They're very
especially under a windy condition. Yeah.
Aerodynamic. They're close to the ground.
Well, I'm sorry to disagree with you there, but it says right here on my weather report, take care with your succulents out in the breezy conditions.
You know, I have a new interest in ficus trees.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the wife and I went to this Greek restaurant in Chandler, and they had like a bunch of ficus trees that lined the patio. And we're like, wow.
Ficus trees.
Yeah. And we're like, are those real? And they're like, oh, yeah, those are real. And so then they burnt our food and we ate it. And then that's why I'm not telling you the name of the place. It wasn't great. It was seriously, everything was wrong. They messed up baklava to give you any idea.
Okay.
So, but we're sitting there. It's a great ambiance. And so we're like, we should get some of them ficus trees. So I looked up ficus trees, and every time I try to find a ficus tree, they're all fake. So it's like, I don't know where to find a real ficus tree. I don't know how much a real ficus tree costs.
I'm sure if you looked at one of the nurseries around here, not child nurseries,
right,
plant nurseries, you can find a ficus tree. Yeah, well,
crying, puking, pooping, peeing.
Yeah, I do a pee. Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want. You just want a ficus tree.
Hey, Keon, when are you going to have kids?
Probably never.
Good call.
I like kids.
Yeah.
I have friends who have kids, and I go and I play with their kids, and then I give them back, and then I go home to my house with no kids, and I'm happy.
Well, you came over to my house and didn't play with any of my kids.
None of your kids didn't have kids that day.
What are you talking about? My kids? What?
You did not have kids over at your house.
When we were there was one child, that one little girl.
Well, that's my grandchild.
Yeah. Your kids too old to play with,
and her dad was already playing with her, so not necessary for me to jump in. It seems excessive.
All right, I'll keep writing that down.
Cardinal Art says, my neighbor is mowing. I'm smoking on the smoker. My dumbass neighbor is mowing. And the old lady, which is my other neighbor, thought it was a fire. So she just calls the fire department without checking with you. All right.
Did you give the firefighters a little something for the effort?
I don't think he did. I don't think so. I don't think that's even.
I would have given him some wings or something at least.
I don't see any firefighter saying Luca's a hoe. I just don't.
Oh, sure. I could be. Yeah.
Just
I could. Easy.
Pierre says, whoever said the French is the language of Satan, he's not happy. He says, you must be one of the arrogant sports fans from Detroit. I'll spit in your face.
How did Detroit get into this?
I am not dehydrated. I am currently sipping a glass of Syrah from Bordeaux, France. Randy, I like you too. You're a cigar smoking buddy.
Matter of fact, I had a nice Oliva V today before the show on my back patio. Very nice. It was a nice, robust cigar.
CK says, it's okay, Jeffrey. None of us saw that dark turn. Now we know how Wilbur feels. Yeah, no, that's true. That is true.
Well, I mean, with Wilbur, everything's kind of dark.
We could walk a mile with his cane.
Yeah,
I think that's
true.
Quiet Cannon says, in high school, everybody was on Robo. And maybe some of the teachers too. What the hell is he talking about? What's Robo?
Is it a full moon? It's got to be a full moon.
I don't even
Some planet has to be in retrograde right now. Something.
Ringless Joe says, daily reminder that the Celtics were given a 97% chance to beat the Heat in last year's ECF by Espen. And what happened? They went 0-3, then choked. All right, Ringless Joe.
You've made your point. I don't know who is defending the Celtics today. It's certainly none of us.
Maybe he's just
Who
using
are you
the show
fighting with?
as a platform to get all this out. Maybe he's got anxiety and he needs to share this with the world.
Moist one says, oh no, there's a fire in my house. If only there's some strong firefighters who could come help.
I sure hope there is no fire in your house because I feel like you're on the list of people they may not show up.
Yeah, I think there's probably a photo of you, your address, your phone number. There's a write-up on him by now.
Yeah.
Slim Pickens Slim Pickens hat says, our neighbor planted 80 ficus trees as a fence, and all 80 were killed this last winter from the cold. Doesn't take much to kill them. Ooh, good to hear. Thank you for the heads up on that. That is good intel. Slim Pickens hat. You're in Arizona, right? Just making sure because
Kim and I have a ficus tree right in front of the house here. It's been there for 20 plus years.
Well, his were babies then. Maybe they just couldn't take it.
That could be. Yeah.
CK says, it's okay, Randy. You forget. Keon hates little people. So you're better off not playing with your granddaughter.
That's true.
Oh, Quiet Cannon says, Robitussin. Oh, I've always heard, it must be a geographic thing where you call it Tussin, you call it Robo.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
No, it was always short to Tussin in our house.
Oh, crap. Now Kyle's mad. Watch your mouth about Detroit, Pierre. You want to be European. Your country's greatest contribution to the world is the Red Green Show and being a running gag on South Park. Oh. Well, you told him.
Damn.
I don't know how he's going to recover from that, but we got to take a break.
Kyle G was like, okay, I'll show you.
They don't find you handsome. They need to find you handy.
I'm not missing this shot.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The NBA in their conference finals, the Boston Celtics will meet the Indiana Pacers in the East, the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Dallas Mavericks in the West. Boston is the favorite to win the NBA championship at -150, while the Timberwolves, who are coming off a 7-game series against Denver, where they won 3 of their 4 games in the Mile High City, are the second betting favorite to capture the title at +270. The Mavericks, coming off a 6-game series against Oklahoma City, are +500. And the Indiana Pacers, coming off their 7-game series with the Knicks, are +2,800. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
Hey, everybody, it's Mark Asher with Josh Garcia of the Miracle Mile Deli. Josh, I want to thank you and your family for making such a huge difference over the last 75 years in the restaurant business in Arizona.
Thank you, Mark. It's been a privilege and an honor to serve generations of families like yours in the Valley over the last 7 decades, and we are extremely grateful to be celebrating our 75th anniversary in 2024 with a variety of different specials. So come on down to our Phoenix location at 16th Street in Campbell with your family and friends and celebrate with us. For more information, visit miraclemiledeli.com.
AZ Preps 365, your source for all the news, info, highlights, and more. Athlete news and interviews. Talk with coaches. Keep you up to date with the changes, moves, upcoming events, and more. AZ Preps 365, Arizona's ultimate prep sports show. If you miss a minute, you miss a lot. AZ Preps 365, Saturday mornings 8 till 10 on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
What's wrong?
My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card?
Uh-huh.
Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase.
Really?
Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet. Weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Now, back to the Daily Blender.
Wait, well, I've got questions. What song is that supposed to be, by the way?
I have no idea. I just made something up on the fly.
So that was just a Randy White original?
Yeah, it's probably, it's still kind of a work in progress.
That was weird because the song was supposed to be OK Go, WTF.
And it's in orange.
Yeah, it's
I could go grunge if you'd like. I mean, no. Let me turn my distortion on. No. How you like that? I could do a little lead guitar if you want.
That's very weird. I'll have to go in and figure out why that happened later.
You didn't even comment on my creative skills of bringing the show back.
Yeah. When you said go live to me, I'll get the music on. Thought you were going to do a different thing.
No.
Play music, right? Maybe play music out of your machine that you have in front of you, the computer that has music in it. Thought that's what you were going to do.
Mean something like that, or
yeah, that would have done. Yeah,
I could have done this. I guess probably could have done this.
Perfect. Couldn't be better. Go ahead. Here we go.
Yeah, there it is.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Let me tell you about something that happened the other night. I will now read from this piece of paper verbatim because that's radio. Alexander Usyk, who entered the WBA, IBF, and WBO belts, captured Tyson Fury's WBC and lineal titles to become undisputed. The last time boxing had an undisputed heavyweight champion was in 2000, when we still had the World Trade Centers. It was a big fight. In the 9th round, Usyk nearly ended the bout when he knocked Tyson Fury down.
No kidding.
So at the end, I can't do it anymore. Turn that music off.
Oh, okay. We're done.
Sounds like you're
Sorry about
hosting. You're hosting an event in a lounge instead of a radio show.
Where have I heard that before? Anyway, so no, did you guys pay attention to the Fury fight where he got rang? He lost that fight. He'll tell you he won the fight. It was a split decision. But no, he should have taken the L on that, especially for that knockdown. I mean, he was out on his feet. He was lucky to get away with that. And so, Usyk, am I saying his name right? Usyk?
I actually don't know.
I think that's correct. Usyk.
So Usyk wins. They're going to have another fight because there was a contract for 2. So there you go, right? Two fights right there. One of the things everybody's like, holy crap, look at Tyson Fury. He's all skinnied. He got skinny. So his nutritionist comes out and says, blah, 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 blah. I'm not even reading it because it's Ozempic. You lying sack of crap. Tyson Fury gave himself shots, and that's how he lost that weight. He's like, no, I've been with him since November. Blah, 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 blah. He's talking all about that. It wasn't his nutrition. Tyson Fury got the smeglutide. I don't know what they call that stuff. So, but the best part of everything, I didn't care who won the fight. I don't care for Tyson Fury much. I don't know anything about Usyk, but what I love is Drake lost $565,000 betting on Tyson Fury to win.
Must have been God's plan.
That made me feel better. That's right. God's plan. But yeah.
Was that a courtesy laugh, Keon?
No. It's a song that Drake made, so it's funny.
I think your laugh to me was a courtesy laugh.
No, I thought I chuckled there. I thought it was funny. I didn't expect you to know. So
right,
they genuinely caught me off guard.
A surprise laugh is what that was. He could have won $1 million, but he lost $500,000. It makes me happy. That's it. I got nothing else. It just makes me happy when Drake loses money. Has anybody done a count? Does anybody have an account of how much has he won? How much has he lost?
Drake?
Is Drake up or down gambling? And you're right, Thunder Snow. Drake is a tool. But I'm just curious. How's he doing betting? I'd like to think he lost more than he's won. He's got a lot of bets and stuff he's made. He actually has, I think, a pretty good history of losing them, but I don't know if he's made a bunch because he lost boxing matches before, 700,000 here, 550,000 there, 890,000 on Logan Paul knocking out Dylan Dennis. He lost $1 million in his bet for the World Cup final between Argentina and France. Lost 275,000 when Colby Covington defeated Jorge Masvidal of the UFC. So, but he did win money on the Super Bowl. But I don't know. It sounds like he's lost more than he's won, maybe.
Yeah, it's actually known as the Drake curse at this point. So
sweet.
I don't know exactly what the totals are, but if you gamble and lose money so often that it's considered a curse, you just have a gambling addiction.
Yeah, Drake's got
you just have a gambling addiction.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that, like it doesn't. It's not more complicated than that. You keep trying to bet to win, and you're not winning. You're either Mattress Mac and doing it for publicity because he only ever bets on Houston teams, or you got a gambling problem. And 1-800-NEXT-STEP should be your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Next number you call.
Brunswick guy, Jonesy and Moistwin got it. Thank you for that. Gamecock says firefighters, Luca, and meat. Boomer Sooner is getting in the mood. We haven't heard from Boomer Sooner in a long time.
It's been a while, yeah.
Whatever happened to that guy?
I think he got angry.
Eventually, everybody gets angry. Eventually.
I was thinking the other day, how many people we've lost. I mean, think about it. Boomer Sooner's not been around. What happened to Bad Grandpa? We never heard from him again.
He died.
Or he's incarcerated again.
Right.
And then Fed Fan, she got angry and
she
left.
got tired of me making fun of tennis.
And softball.
And you know what her complaint was? You guys talk football all the time. We haven't talked football in ages. I got a pile of football waiting for us to talk
But
about.
also, it's the most popular sport in America. On I think something like 85 on 85, the list of the top 100 shows, 85 of them were NFL games. During the NFL season, we'd be crazy not to talk NFL all the time. That's what people care about. So I don't know.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Kendrick Lamar probably didn't lose anything. Double loss to Drake there. Degrassi Drake should be a texter nickname.
Degrassi. No, Wheelchair Jimmy.
Yeah.
Because that was his character on Degrassi.
I don't want to give any cool listeners anything to do with Drake.
Generally, anyone you respect.
If you want to be called the Drake curse, then maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. I can
Thunder Snow says when the Drake curse was mentioned, I couldn't help thinking of a previous co-host who used to kill horses with just his bets. Talk about a curse. No, you're right. Swazman says, Jeffrey, you know the exact reason why we stopped listening, because football hasn't started in August. In September, we're all loyal fans of 1580 the Blender. Well, it's 1580 the Fanatic.
1580 the Blender.
The Blender is on the Fanatic.
But so what he's saying is we're loyal, whether you're talking football or anything else, he says. I think that's what he's trying to say.
And we appreciate that.
Moist One says, got what I still don't understand. What? Got what I still don't understand what that is.
Okay.
He says, what is a fiduciary?
Fiduciary.
Oh, right. That's no. I'll send you a text. Cardinal Art says, whatever team BBL Drizzy bets on, take the opposite. Take the other team or whatever.
Basically.
Moist One says, leave the six god Drizzy alone. The hell's a six god? What does that mean? I know that's a term for him or something. Why is he the god of six?
The god of six?
Drake.
69 god is what it's supposed to be. And
well, it said on this story, the six god. So I guess that is a term.
I mean,
Toronto is the six, according to Moist One.
Yeah.
Six what?
Just the six. Just they're I think they're I don't remember. I don't know how things work in Canada, but there are areas that are numbered, and Toronto is the six.
This does not make me like Drake more.
It shouldn't. I don't know how that's possible at this point, but you know.
Moist One thinks it's the area code 6. Okay. Number one Rattlers fan says not exactly the same, but close. There is a app that gives you an alert whenever a stock is bought or sold by Nancy Pelosi. What the hell is he talking about?
What does this have to do
with
anything?
And I'm sure there's some watchdog journalist who's on it. This is not the show.
Gamecock says everybody has 6 fingers in Toronto. We have 6 fingers. Well, I mean, I've got 8 and 2 thumbs. I don't understand what's happening anymore.
Hello? Is this on?
Well, it's on.
That's not the issue, is it?
This is just one of those moments you start to go like, I'm in the rec room, aren't I? I'm in the rec room of some insane asylum. I think I'm doing a radio show, but in reality, I'm in the rec room. This is just my delusion.
Mm-hmm. It's 12 Monkeys all over again.
All right. So, yeah, Drake lost money. Made me happy. Made me happy. Rattlers fan says, you guys were talking about gambling by somebody famous. You don't see that tying to my last statement? No. I don't.
I'm sorry, Rattlers fan. I sure don't.
Read it again.
I mean, okay. All right. Thunder Snow said, does somehow Tuesday become Friday? For a while, Wednesday had become Friday.
We had a good run there with the Wednesdays.
Yeah.
By the way, Mike Tyson, speaking of just where did that come from? Mike Tyson, his reaction to Jake Paul in the press conference when they got together there, at first they gave each other the stare down. And then they're like, Pookie, I love you too. And then they're sitting there and telling stories. And Jake Paul was like saying, yeah, he wants to kiss Mike's big, juicy lips. Mike Tyson says, wait, what? He wants to kiss me? He goes, that's ironic because I said that I saw pictures of him dancing at 16 and doing that little dance on YouTube. But for some reason, I had an erection. Everybody's like, sorry, what? What? I think he was just trying to be funny, but it got weird and then weirder even after.
I wish I never knew that sentence was constructed and spoken.
You should watch the video because I'm like, huh, what?
I thought your impression of Mike Tyson was good enough that I actually will pass.
Mm-hmm.
I got it.
He got weird, and then Jake Paul says, well, first Tyson said, I started Jake off. I'm going to finish him. Sorry, what? Yeah, I started Jake off. I'm going to finish him.
Okay. So Mike Tyson doesn't care about phrasing, and it's Mike Tyson. So, like, what am I going to say? He's Mike Tyson.
Jake Paul says, I hope you keep all that same energy when I knock this old man the F out. And Paul says, yeah, you started me off. I appreciate that, Mike. I love you. I love you like a father loves a son, but I must discipline you. You're going down, old man. And Tyson goes, it's okay. I love you too.
All right. So this is actually not going to be a good fight. This just feels like a weird, creepy love fest, which they can keep to themselves. I have no belief that this fight is going to end in a knockout, not because I don't think Mike Tyson is capable of knocking him out. I just don't think he will. What kind of pre-fight talk is that?
I hope he's lulling him into like, hey, we're pals. And then he just goes old school 1990s Iron Mike on him.
I mean, I would hope so, but well,
Baker's cocky hen says, Mike Tyson, the hardest man in town. Jake Paul better have his lips ready.
Or something.
BBL Drizzy says, wait a second. Did I hear my name? BBL Drizzy? I'm here, but I've been mourning after yesterday's awful game by the Canucks. We can't ever have nice things in Vancouver. Gamecock says, I was hoping Mike would tell Jake Paul he was going to bleep him until he loves him. I miss the old Mike.
That's the old Mike right there.
Swazman says, it does seem like Friday where we all act weird and text stuff that you guys don't care about. Good job on the Fun Sports Radio. The nice one says, after seeing his leaked video on accident, should be the 12 God. Yeah, I don't even know what that means. Don't care what that means. We got to take a break. Yeah, we're just going to take a break.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hello, person listening to the radio. I'm going to tell you about my new Harry's razor while I shave. You hear that? I've got a face full of stubble. It's basically silent. It's giving me an incredibly smooth, comfortable, and close shave. Every Harry's razor has 5 sharp German engineered blades and a lubricating strip with aloe for extra comfort. And check out this handsome orange handle. Oh, wait, forgot you can't see it. Guess we just have to imagine it. And the best part is, Harry's blade refills are as little as $2 each, which is a fraction of the price of other leading 5-blade razors. Not going to mention any names. And done.
Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com/simple. That's harrys.com/simple.
Do summer projects your way with Memorial Day savings from the Home Depot. With free delivery on over 2 million items, you can make the most of summer grilling and dig into gardening. Plus, get same-day delivery on thousands of products like power tools and storage to tackle any last-minute garage project. Summer your way with Memorial Day savings from the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Order select and stock items by 4 p.m. subject to availability.
You're expanding your business and need to add to your fleet. Maybe you need another semi-truck or trailer. Don't have the cash? I can help. I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital, and we offer no money down financing on new and used trucks and trailers. Whether you're an owner-operator or a fleet manager, I'll get the vehicles you need with a simple application and same-day approval. It's faster and easier than asking your banker. Call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353. or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
We all know driving hammered gets you nailed, but did you also know driving high is a DUI? I'm Officer Badalucco with the Gilbert Police Department. Anything that impairs your driving makes you dangerous on the road. If you feel different, you drive different, and driving high is illegal. Be smart with marijuana use. Get the facts at drivinghighaz.com and spread the word with hashtag HighDUI. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or this is fire. Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it. So lit. I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
I'm here to tell you about a technological shocker. Believe it or not, you can listen to us on your smart speaker.
That's shocking.
Wow. What a world we live in. All you have to do is say, listen to 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey, the Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. So, Randy, David Johnson, remember him? Was
Yes.
a running back for the Cardinals.
Cardinals,
and
yep.
Kind of a flash in the pan kind of guy,
Yeah.
but seemed like
Yeah.
a pretty nice guy. But he has decided to retire at the
Well, it's
age of 32.
About time, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
mostly because nobody
he
showed
hasn't
any
played in what-
interest.
I was going to say, what, 3 seasons he hasn't played?
Is that it? Really? Oh boy. He got a nice contract. He had a nice season or two, but then after that, I don't know what happened, if it was because of injuries or whatnot. But I guess for some reason, his uniform and cleats are in the Hall of Fame. I can't remember why. It's something he did as a rookie that was really exceptional, and so he has mention in the Hall of Fame. Can't say he's going to be in the Hall of Fame otherwise, but nice guy. Seemed like a nice guy, best we could tell, right? I mean,
Yeah, I don't remember any bad press about him. I know when he left Arizona, it wasn't on the greatest of terms. But as far as I know, he was a nice dude. He did kind of flame out there after that first knee surgery, and I think Houston took a flyer on him and tried to put him to work there, and maybe was Tennessee the other one. Anyway, he I think he got injured again, and the last 3 seasons he hasn't played much at all. So
His uniform and cleats got put into the Hall of Fame because he became the first player in NFL history to score a rushing touchdown, receiving touchdown, and kickoff return touchdown in the first 2 games of his career.
Holy crap! Yeah,
Wow.
that was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
First, somebody else done it.
Well, I don't know if anyone's done it since, actually, but
that means he's the only guy, if that's the case. Well,
Yeah.
Good for him. Good for him. Hopefully, he has himself a nice life from here. So, also, your former running back Jonathan Ward has found a home with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
seems like all the Cardinal players end up with Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, I wonder what that's all about. Just kind of seems to go that way, huh? By the way, the Cardinals and the Colts will have joint practices this summer. Might
How
actually
fun
go to
is
one of
that
those.
going to be?
I might take a day off and go to one of those.
I think you should.
Me and the wife can sit there and watch our guys practice and hope for a fight.
There it is.
Which usually happens.
I don't think it'll happen with the Colts and the Cardinals, though. I think that the Colts and the Cardinals are just nice.
They're nice, but the
Too
thing
nice.
is, you've been hitting your own guys for weeks and weeks and weeks, and this is the first opportunity to hit somebody else. There's almost always a fight.
Yeah, maybe. I would be surprised actually if the Colts and the Cardinals fight, but it does seem to happen quite a bit. Like the Jaguars, they're going to have joint practices with the Buccaneers. There, I can see some fights. There, I think
Okay.
we've seen fights.
Okay. Yeah.
Then the Dolphins are doing something curious. Says the Dolphins is going to have joint practices with all 3 of their preseason opponents. So the preseason before that, they get together and they'll have 2 practices with the Falcons and 1 with the Commandos and 1 with the Buccaneers.
I don't know why, but okay, sure.
I mean, if you can get them all to agree, I don't see what it could hurt.
There's going to be fights.
You get to go up against, I guess, a little bit more of an unpredictable defense and offense. And that's where a lot of the work gets done of installing stuff, because these teams don't mind showing you everything, because you usually don't play them. Like you don't play them during the year. And unless you meet them in a Super Bowl or something,
by then you better have some new ideas anyway.
Yeah. So it's okay. And so, like, if you want to get that extra work in, which it seems like the Dolphins are all about, then I think it's a pretty smart idea.
Quiet Cannon says Netflix has a series called Broke. Okay. Now I'm getting thinky wheel on him. So yeah, he says it's about athletes that used to have a lot of money in it, now broke. Mike Tyson's name was mentioned. Yeah, he's been up and down quite a bit in his life. Big George says, Randy, any truth to the rumors? Any truth at all to the rumors that you're putting in a bid for Graceland? I heard your company is foreclosing on the property and trying to take it away from Elvis Presley's daughter. Sexy Fox.
I can neither confirm nor deny that situation. I'll have further comments later.
Yeah, we don't talk about business.
No.
And you should not be talking about such business either, Big George, since you are the official legal counsel for the Daily Blender. You might be called upon, and we don't need any conflicts. David Johnson said, Baker's Cocky Hen says, David Johnson reminds me a lot of Mike Tyson personality and body wise. What are you talking about?
He was sort of a fire hydrant. He wasn't a very, tall guy. He
personality?
Was kind of stocky.
No.
Yeah, the personality is the thing I'm kind of.
He was a violent runner. I mean, David Johnson, he would run you over, or he would juke you out of your cleats. And he had a lot of talent. He had a lot of quickness. Unfortunately, that knee surgery that got him after he signed that big contract, I mean, that really slowed him down. So
Baker's Cocky Hen says, would love to see him kick Jake Paul's ass. Just have to have them fight for David's wife as motivation. That's a very strange connection right there. Wiggy My Piggy says David Johnson was the GOAT of fantasy football. Yeah, maybe for a minute. But yeah.
That first season, he definitely. David Johnson won some leagues. Here. He won some leagues for some people.
Yeah, especially if you grabbed him and you didn't see it coming, Yeah.
I'm just going to start this guy every week. Yeah.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Tyson is not a mean person. Yeah, except for that whole rape thing and eating babies, chewing off ears, destroying human beings in the boxing ring. But other than that, just saying.
Yeah, there's.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1907, after a controversial call in the New York Giants' 3-0 loss to the Chicago Cubs that dropped New York out of first place, the players needed to form a The players needed to form a protective ring around the umpires. Hank Day and Bob Emsley from a crowd of unruly fans. Pinkerton guards had to fire shots in the air to disperse these unruly fans.
Wow.
Can you imagine that? I don't know if players today would form a circle around umpires.
Angel
Hernandez. That's a shame what's happening to that guy. Well, I'll be in the locker room.
Angel Hernandez would be alone.
Yeah.
So fast.
Absolutely.
That's 100 years ago. That's a different kind of crowd there. Right, where the players are like, take it easy. Oh my God. That's awesome. I wish there was video of that.
I'm sure there are some officials today that would get protected, probably the ones we don't hear about.
Yeah.
But the Angel Hernandezes of the world would be a scarecrow in a cornfield.
Angel Hernandez, Laz Diaz, some of those guys.
Just all by themselves quickly.
By the way, the score right now, the entire hour, I've just forgotten to tell you what the scores have been. But the Celtics are up 47-37 over the Pacers. Things seem to be progressing as normal, except for, turns out now, 10 points is 20 points. You know what I'm saying? 20 points. If you're up by 20, you still have the other team still has a shot. Now, a lot of teams have come from behind 20 without a whole lot of trouble. So it used to be if the other team is up by 10 with 2 minutes left, they win. Now 20's got to be nervous at some point.
Well, you could start hitting at 3-pointers, go on a run. You could really put the hurt on them in a short amount of time in this modern NBA.
I guess, man. I guess. So anyway, that's where things are right now with the Celtics 10 spot ahead of the Pacers. Hey, Keon, Big 12, first to agree to settle the House versus NCAA case. What house? What the hell's that?
It's the case that they've got going on with the money owed to players in NIL, which includes back pay.
So if they settled,
because
why would the Big 12
because
settle?
if you lose, it's more money. You can settle for less.
So how much did the Big 12 get out of this?
I don't know off the top of my head how much they ended up settling for.
This is interesting.
Yeah, but the settlement is going to be easier than the just full on payout if you were to actually take that thing all the way to the end and lose. And the Big 12 said, no, we're not going to play that game of chicken. We'll just go ahead and pay the money.
Well, we'll see if other colleges fall in place. Everybody, we will see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Bye-bye.